We're live on City FM, 97.3 City FM. We're live now on Channel 1 TV. We're live across our social media platforms. On X, on our City 973. On Facebook, on City FM's official Facebook page. On YouTube, we're live on City Sports GHA. We're live on City FM. And we are live on Channel 1 TV. So pick your poison. You may not be in a Formula 1 car, but rush to your TV screens, your radio sets, and your phones. Because again, the Republic of Football is live. A number of games have already kicked off. I'll take you across the grounds. But of course, this show is for you. We can't do this without you. So join the conversation on our YouTube channels. Drop your comments in the comment section. On Facebook, drop your comments. And we are taking comments via WhatsApp as well on 05499869996. 05499869996. And then at 4:30, I promise you at 4:30 we'll be taking your calls. So all the issues across the weekend, whether you're talking Chelsea who failed to win, Manchester City who are looking dominant, Arsenal who lost again to Aston Villa for this is the second loss of the season. If you want to talk about Liverpool and Mohamed Salah, we got you. Anything you want to talk about, 4:30. Now listen to these phone lines. Jot them down. Save them in your contacts. That's how you're going to reach me. 0539-986-996. 0539-986-996. And 0549-986-996. 0549-986-996. And I'll get to you at 4:30. Of course, we'll be taking your phone calls. But straight to the football. A number of games, as I said, have already started. And I'll be taking you around the grounds to see what's going on before I start our conversation with my guys in the studio. In the Premier League, currently Brighton and Hove Albion are taking on West Ham United. That game is 10 minutes in. It's Brighton 0, West Ham United 0. Let's take a look at the other games that are also going in the Premier League. In the Premier League, we have one more game later today after the Brighton versus West Ham game. That will be between, I'll get to that in a little bit, but we'll also have Fulham taking on Crystal Palace. That game will kick off at 4:30. In La Liga, we have a few games to bring you. Elche versus Girona is in the 51st minute, I believe. Elche have just taken a 2-0 lead against Girona. Later today, we'll see Valencia take on Sevilla at 3:15 p.m. And also Espanyol take on Rayo Vallecano at 5:30 p.m. And then at 8 p.m., Real Madrid face Celta Vigo in Serie A, the Italian Serie A already. Cremonese have beaten Lecce by 2-0. Cagliari are taking on AS Roma. We are 11 minutes into that game. It's currently goalless. Lazio are taking on Bologna later today at 5 p.m. And then at 7:45 is the big one. Napoli versus Juventus. In the Bundesliga, we have Hamburg taking on Bremen at 2:30 p.m. and Borussia Dortmund facing Hoffenheim at 4:30 p.m. In Ligue 1, we have Nice drawing goalless with Angers. They are 12 minutes into that game. Later at 4:15 p.m, Auxerre take on Metz. Le Havre take on Paris FC, also at 4:15 p.m. And then at 7:45 p.m, we have Lorient taking on Lyon. So currently in the Premier League, as Brighton and Hove Albion 0, West Ham 0 as well. So no goals so far in the Premier League, but there were a number of goals and stories from yesterday's games across Europe. We'll start, of course, with the Premier League, where we saw a number of games, a number of shocks, a number of incidents take place. So in our first game of the day, we saw Arsenal. They lost by 2-1 at Aston Villa. Chelsea, they drew goalless with AFC Bournemouth. Everton, they beat Nottingham Forest by 3-0. Manchester City and the same scoreline in their match against Sunderland. Newcastle were 2-1 winners against Burnley. Tottenham Hotspur also 2-0 winners against Brentford. And then in a huge game at the end of the day, we saw Liverpool. They dropped 2 leads in a 3-3 draw with, coincidentally, Leeds United. And of course, that has sparked a lot of conversation. And we heard after the game from Liverpool's leading man, not so much these days, Mohamed Salah, who was very disappointed in not being able to play any minutes against Leeds United. In fact, he's been disappointed to have been kept out of Liverpool starting lineups for the last 3 games. So, of course, we start the show with Mohamed Salah. Let's hear what he had to say.
It's a very disappointing result for us as a team. We expect to win like that. We managed to score 2 goals in the beginning, and the game was going our direction. But and I think we consider silly goals, same as we did before while I'm playing. So I'm not, nobody can take it. I'm attacking my teammates or something because I'm on the bench. So I consider the same silly goals as we did before. So we have to just try to keep the clean sheet and win games.
When did you say you couldn't believe it? What couldn't you believe?
I'm sitting on the bench for 90 minutes. I think that's the 3rd time I'm in the bench. I think it's my first time in my career, but I'm very disappointed. I'm very, very disappointed, to be fair. I have done so much for this club. Everybody can see that during the years, and especially last season. Sitting on the bench, I don't know why. Seems like the club is throwing me under the bus. That's how I feel it. I think it's very clear that someone wants me to get all the blame. The club promised me in the summer for a lot of promises and nothing. So far, I'm in the bench 3 games, so I can't say that they keep the promise. And I said that many times before. I had a good relationship with the manager, and out of the sudden, we don't have any relationship. I don't know why. It seems to me, how I see it, it's someone doesn't want me in the club. But again, this club, I always support it. My kids will always support it. I love the club so much, and I will always do. Now I called my mom yesterday because I knew you guys didn't know that I'm gonna start or not, but I knew. Yeah. I called my mom and dad yesterday. I told them come to Brighton game. It doesn't matter if I play or not. I'm gonna enjoy it. We'll see what's gonna happen, but in my head, I'm going to enjoy that game if I played or not, if I'm in the bench or not, because I don't know what's gonna happen now. So I'm just gonna be in Anfield, say goodbye to the fans, going to Africa Cup, because I don't know what's gonna happen when I'm there. So,
what do you do with the situation now?
It's not acceptable for me, to be fair. Like, I don't know why that happened always to me. Like, I don't get it. I think if I'm somewhere else, every club will protect his player. I don't know why I'm in that situation now. But again, it's how I see it now is like it's like you throw him more under the bus because he's a problem in the team now. But I don't think I'm the problem. I have done so much for this club to get the respect I want to get, and I don't have to go every day fighting for my position because I earn it. People will say, you're not bigger than. I'm not bigger than anyone. I earn my position. This is football. Yeah. So it is what it is.
When you say that about the Brighton game, you mean that possibly it could be a last game. You consider your future in January, perhaps.
yeah, in football you never know, but I don't accept the situation, to be fair. Again, I've done so much for this club.
Is that what's so frustrating for you? Because you've done something?
Absolutely.
You heard Mohamed Salah complaining about his situation at Liverpool. And this is where I bring my guest in, my two big men, Yao Ejimenta of the City Sports Desk and Sedinam Edmond, who's a sports analyst, one of the best sports analysts around, who's joined us for the Republic of Football, a regular on your... This is a really, really difficult situation. How are you doing, by the way?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Feeling okay.
A huge situation. Mohamed Salah, he's come out again. A difficult situation for him at Liverpool. He's not started the last 3 games at Liverpool. He didn't play at all against Leeds.
Yeah.
And in those last 3 games, Liverpool have won 1, which was against West Ham, and they've drawn with Sunderland and drawn with Leeds United. In 420 games, Mohamed Salah has 250 goals. He has 116 assists for Liverpool. Is he right to claim he's being treated unfairly at the club, even though all of us know he's not played his best football this season? He's come up with a few stats. He's not played very good football, but he's not the only one. There are a number of Liverpool players that you can point to and say that this player has not been good, that player has not been good. But it seems Mo Salah is the one everyone was talking about. Eventually, he's been dropped by Arne Slot. Given what he's achieved with the club, do you think, Sedinam, that he's being treated unfairly?
Good afternoon to everybody doing the listening and also watching. In all honesty, he's being treated very, very badly. Badly by the club. In fact, because the club has put its reins into Arne Slot, so I'll not limit it to Arne Slot. I would expand it to include the club. Liverpool have scored 24 goals in the EPL this season so far. Mohamed Salah, who you are benching, has a quarter of goal contributions in that 24. That shows how influential. A quarter. Wow. Yeah. That shows how influential he has been this season. So goals and assists, a quarter of them, shows how influential he has been this season. A season that has been so underwhelming for him as a player. Coming off the back that last season, he was the best player, not only for Liverpool, but the entire league. We are talking about a player who has been able to achieve a feat that the likes of Ronaldo could not even achieve in the EPL. PFA Player of the Year 3 times. Someone who is being touted as the best African export to the EPL. Being treated this way. I feel it's unjust, and I feel that the real problem with the Liverpool team is not being looked at.
Look, before you go to the real problem, fine, he has the stats, a quarter of Liverpool's goal involvements this season. However, he doesn't contribute a lot to their defense. As Yao keeps saying, he's aged, which means he doesn't have the legs to track back anymore. Do you not side with Arne Slot, knowing that he needs more mobile players who can contribute offensively and defensively, regardless of Salah's talent and skill? Does he not need people who help his cause, who play into his tactics, who will play the way he wants to? And it seems that Salah has gone past the stage where he can play that way. So isn't it justified him being dropped off from the starting lineup?
Well, for me, no. It's very simple, no. Because the main problem, one of the key problems in this Liverpool team, when it's solved, it sort of stops this whole thing of trying to get Salah to track back. In the past seasons that Salah has been with Liverpool, please help us remember how many times he has tracked back to come and get some defense, block something. No, it doesn't happen.
It's not just about tracking back. It's about pressing from the front. And Liverpool used to do that a lot. And Salah played his parts in that.
Very much so.
But even that, he can't do as well. Which means Liverpool are are affected right from the front. They are allowing teams to play away from them, play through them from the front, get to their midfield pretty easily. And Salah is one of the players who is responsible for ensuring that that doesn't happen as easily as it's happening currently.
Unfortunately, the only player in that attacking part of Liverpool that seems to press is only Szoboszlai. All the other players do not press. So why are you now trying to target Salah? All the other players, aside Szoboszlai, don't press. What happened? What's changed? After Ancelotti came in, they stopped playing the rock and roll football they were playing and switched to playing R&B football. The R&B football sort that Slot told them not to go on an immediate press. They should try and contain the press, invite on the pressure, and then try to avoid being played through. That is why the likes of Gravenberg were very, very key in the team. But they have been found out now. And that is where Slot is refusing to understand that he has been found out. He's looking for someone to throw under the bus. And it looks like Salah is still around. Let's blame it on Salah. Trust me, if Luis Diaz was in this team, he would have been the scapegoat. He would have been the scapegoat because Slot sees that all his transfers so far have been perfect and need to work, and he is bound to make them work at all costs. So he's not going to blame any of the people he has brought in as much as we know that some of them are actually some of the problems in the team. He's not going to blame any of them. He's rather going to look at the lowest hanging fruit. Okay, now let's target Salah. Salah wanted to get out of the club. Now let us try and make a case for him to leave. That's the narrative that Slot is looking to play now. And for me, I don't think it is right to do that to someone you would eventually call a legend of Liverpool. It's not fair. He has done too much for the club to be treated this way. Look, there are other players who have done similar for their clubs, even not getting to the level of what Salah has done for Liverpool, but they were not treated this way by their clubs. There was no way that Pep was going to treat Kevin De Bruyne this way.
Well, he benched him.
No, Pep benched him, but Pep will not provide you with that environment that would make you feel like you are being thrown under the bus.
But what environment has Ancelotti provided?
No, Ancelotti has now gone on an onslaught to make Salah look bad.
Really?
Certainly. And
I'm not a moderator of a household.
No, let me.
I'm not a moderator of a household.
He has sought to do that because of some of the narratives that he has led himself into. Narratives including Salah is not adding a lot to the team, so we need to bench him. That call started from the fans. And for me, as a manager, you are supposed to cocoon your players not to feel the pressures of the outside. But when you, the manager, kowtow to those pressures and now start doing the will of the fans, then you are playing into that narrative and helping that go on. Because it was the Liverpool fans who actually started this whole thing that Salah is not performing. Then he came up with a couple of penalties for them, and then still Salah is not performing. And then they went to Tekia, and then he got benched for the first time.
Look, isn't it a bit convenient to blame Arne Slot because he's persisted with Salah, even though those calls for him to be dropped started a long time ago.
No, how many games are we into the season?
No, we are about 13 games into the season.
And the person has 6 goals and assists. How many of the people that you brought in have?
That's why goals and assists are not a good measure for a player's performance, because we've seen the games. He's not been involved. Of course, he's come up with goals and assists. That is his primary job. But his dips in performances are helping or not helping his team. And obviously, the manager had to make a decision, and he's done so in the last 3 games. And I want to come to you. Salah says his relationship with Arne Slot has completely disappeared. He had a good relationship with Arne Slot, and now it's completely disappeared. But you have to look at the Arne Slot too. His job is on the line. They are not performing well. Salah is one of the non-performing players. You can mention a number of others. Cody Gakpo. Yes. You can mention Van Dijk and Konate, whichever one in there. You can mention Kerkesh, who's not been at his best. Isak has come in and out of the team. Ekitike seems and Soboslai seem to be the consistent performers in this squad. And he had to make a decision, and he felt that taking Salah out of this team would help. Why is he being questioned for this decision?
Yeah, which beats my imagination, because at the end of the day, something had to change. He had to do something. And he tried other things and it didn't work. And so at some point, he had to attack the elephant in the room, which was bench one of the big boys. And he went for Mo Salah, because at the end of the day, you need to deliver a statement. You need to make a statement. And what bigger statement it is or is there than dropping Mo Salah? More or less, who is like more or less untouchable. So once you do that, you send a message. You get it? It's not like, oh yeah, you are solely being blamed for our demise or our struggles. But at the end of the day, if all the praise, when the praise comes, it comes to you. When you talk about Mo Salah, there have been several games, even including last season, where he emerged as the player of the season, where he disappeared. He will score a goal or two, but take those goals out, and his contribution to the team is next to zilch. You get it? And so, in that sense, if you are not doing the thing that you are most known for, you are not scoring goals at a high clip, you are not assisting at a high clip, and on top of that, your performance generally is not good. You are not assisting in helping us play defensively high up the pitch. You are not helping us play defensively when the opponents move the ball beyond the first line of defense. Then what are you bringing to the table? Yes, you scored a handful of goals, but in how many games? You get it? So, all in all, it's not a great look from Mo Salah. But at some point, Anaslo had to do something, because you just can't stand still. If you keep on repeating the same things that you've done, you are not going to get the change that you desire. So you had to change something. Enzo Maresca, for instance, yesterday, he didn't even include Tosin Adarabioyo in the team. He had to deliver a statement, because at the end of the day, it's his neck on the line. Now, look at the pressure he's under, because his team has lost to Leeds and they drew with AFC Bournemouth. If they play the Champions League and they drop points, they don't win, or they don't win their game against Atalanta, you see the heat being turned up. And so he had to make a statement. He dropped Tosin Adarabioyo after he kept on playing him, though the guy was making mistake after mistake after mistake. And so at some point, the coaches have to do something about it. Salah is wrong. And a slot also has his some fair share of blame to take. That I won't take it away from him, because if I'm Mo Salah, yes, you bench me, cool. But what about Van Dijk?
Yeah.
What about Cody Gakpo? You could change the entire setup of a team, play as many as, or make as many as 8-7 adjustments in the team. But there's a constant denomination in there. That's Cody Gakpo, constantly starting. But when you look at his performances, yeah, he's trying, but it's not anything out of sheer brilliance. Like, it's not something that you would consider as undroppable. What he's bringing to the table, Cody Gakpo, is just, regular solid stuff. But it's not something that will get you as a manager or even as a fan to say that, oh, this guy is untouchable, this guy is undroppable. So in that sense, I understand the frustration of Mo Salah, where it looks like he's being scapegoated to an extent, because if you want to deliver a statement, then you bench all three. Bench Virgil van Dijk, because you don't have enough central defenders, so you keep one. he consistently took off Konate in the second half in some games. But if you want to really deliver a statement, you bench Van Dijk, you bench Mo Salah at the same time, and you bench who many perceive as your darling boy, Cody Gakpo. You bench all of them at the same time. That's when we know that you are evening the odds. That's when we know that you are delivering a statement without necessarily making it look like you are more or less favoring some people.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it is a natural human instinct. You are Dutch. Virgil van Dijk is Dutch. Cody Gakpo is Dutch. So when it looks like you are singling out, when it looks like you are picking on someone and you are ignoring the others, of course it will be a bad look on you. And so Mo Salah, yes, I listened to the things that he said. I heard the things that he said. He's saying that the club promised him and they are not delivering.
They are not delivering.
The club promised him, yes. But at the end of the day, is he delivering on his end? He's not delivering on his end. So yes, I've promised you that I will give you a Mercedes because you worked hard in 2024 and you deserved it. I've given you an improved salary, but I said I'll buy you a Mercedes. Then 2025 comes along and all of a sudden your productivity has dropped to shocking levels in a negative form. What will push me to buy you the Mercedes?
Okay, yeah, I'll come back to you in a bit. I want your thoughts on Salah saying that, fine, he's not bigger than Liverpool, but he has earned his spot in this team. I'll come to you, but I want to go to our YouTube audience who have been commenting. I don't want to forget them. As Joel Fidel Nana Ofusu Apiako says, I shouldn't forget the YouTube community. I won't. He says many of the high-profile teams played yesterday. Yes, it's true. But we have a number of really good games also going on today. I'll keep you updated. It's still goalless between Brighton and Hove Albion and West Ham United in the only Premier League game that's ongoing. Sweet Kwame, good morning to you. The famous Sweet Kwame, good morning to you. He's saying hi to Sedi and Yao. To you guys. He says Salah is not performing well and he needed to be benched. So yes, Jed Rep GH says Salah needs to be benched because Konate and Van Dijk, but not Konate and Van Dijk who have been atrocious. So a good question he's asking. Yeah, also raised that point. Sweet Kwame comes back and says KDB wasn't playing well, but Pep benched him just like Yao said. And he also says who's going to replace the defenders, Konate and Van Dijk, because they are the key defenders Liverpool have. They are the best defenders Liverpool have.
I'm pretty sure if Arne Slot had the chance, he would have benched both players. But the thing is, Leone is injured. Joe Gomez just recently was introduced into the starting lineup, which is also one of the things that Arne Slot has done to change things up. You get it? He's introduced Joe Gomez into this lineup. And yesterday, you saw Conor Bradley playing at right full back. So he's trying things. And that's why I'll defend him. He's trying things. But in your attempt to try things, make it complete, make it wholesome. Don't make it look a bit skewed where your changes and your attempts to make things happen include all people or all personnel at Liverpool but the Dutch players. That's when there's a bit of an issue, because he is trying things and you have to give him credit for that, because the same style philosophy that he brought from last season to this season is not working. It's gotten to a point, whoever saw the Premier League all of a sudden take this sharp turn towards old school football where set pieces, long throws have become a primary source of goals. Whoever saw it coming? No one ever saw it coming. Liverpool were built to continue playing the way football in the Premier League and to a large extent in Europe had been played over the past 6-7 years. Control possession, dominate possession, control tempo and all those things. Whoever saw this sharp turn coming? No one saw it. And so it has disrupted Liverpool a little bit. And because of they leaning towards that style of football and doing away with players who are quote unquote old school a little bit. That's how come they got trapped in this whole bad run, because you need scrappy players or players who are scrappy enough to be able to win back balls, win possession, because guys are not necessarily overly reliant on playing out from the back these days. They are kicking it long. And so if they are kicking it long, then you need guys who will scrap around to be able to retrieve the ball and give you the possession that you need, control the possession, then you can dominate. But this time around, those players aren't available because you sold Darwin Núñez, you sold Luis Diaz. All of those guys are gone. So this time around, you sold your scrappy players, and the few ones that you have, you were not even playing them. Case in point, Wataru Endo. Case in point, Federico Chiesa. So you were missing out on that end. And so you had issues, and you needed to make changes. Now, you've made the changes, but make it full scale. Don't make it skewed. That's the whole problem. That's the only problem I have with Arne Slot. I don't have a problem with he benching Mo Salah. I don't have a problem with he bringing in Conor Bradley, making changes here and there. I don't have a problem with that. The only problem I have is that if you're making changes, make it sweeping. Let it cut across board. But he hasn't been able to do it so.
Okay, so one comment addresses what you said. Joel Fidel says, I agree with Salah with the scapegoating part. He has not been worse than Gakpo. But then he comes back and says, at least 5 Liverpool players need to be benched, if we are being honest.
Yeah.
But the squad is not as deep, especially in defense.
Yes, that's the reason why Virgil van Dijk is still playing, because other than that, he should have been benched. He should have been benched a long time ago.
Okay.
I don't know why we are even skipping the fact that Ryan Gravenberch needs also to be looked at. Look, Ryan Gravenberch is the reason why people just keep steamrolling through the Liverpool midfield as if it doesn't exist. Ryan Gravenberch is not your man to be putting in those combative tackles. You have got a Wataru Endo. You've got Wataru Endo on the bench. If you are making sweeping changes, like Yao said, bring in Endo. Let him play in his natural position. It's not that when you are playing your cup games, then you try and take out a Konate and then you bring in an Endo to come and pair Van Dijk again in defense. All those kind of skirmishes, I think at this point in time, it's not needed. They just need to do the basics. What's the basics? Play Gravenberch as a CM. McAllister
As a CM and a DM, Watarendo.
Exactly. Just do the basics. Because I believe if there's a proper DM in this Liverpool team, the proper DM will be doubling up on the space that is left behind Mohamed Salah. That is the space or bone of contention currently. Because against PSV, that was most of the goals came through that particular side of the pitch where the ball is played behind Salah. There's a lot of space between him and then there's defense. People constantly kept running at the defense. So for me, the players that need to be thrown under the bus, if there's going to be players, this scheme of throwing players under the bus or players feeling that they are being thrown under the bus, it needs to be mass, not one. It needs to be mass, not one. Let's also make this known that Salah is not the captain of the team. Salah is not the captain of the team.
But he's still one of the more influential players in the squad.
I'm coming. The captain of the team himself has been poor. In fact, worse off than Salah, if we are being honest. Liverpool have considered 24 goals this season in the EPL. How many of those is the man Virgil van Dijk culpable of? Had a hand for it happening. If it were another team in the EPL, trust me, Virgil van Dijk would be on the bench.
Who do you have of the quality of Virgil van Dijk that can take his place in that Liverpool team? You can switch things around, bringing Joe Gomez, as Yao said, and bringing Conor Bradley to the right-hand side. But it's clear that Slot does not trust a lot of those right-backs. He doesn't trust Jeremy Frimpong. He doesn't trust Conor Bradley enough to keep him in the starting lineup consistently. You go to the other side, Kerkez and Robertson. He doesn't trust either of them, but he has to play them. And it's the same with Virgil van Dijk. He, regardless of his form this season, he has been quality over the years. And some might say it's a similar situation to Salah. He has earned his spot in the starting lineup. So why would you take him out, especially as he's the captain? He is one of the better, on his day, the better defenders in the league. Why would you risk taking him out and risk worsening your situation by losing by even more goals?
So just quickly to allay the fears of everyone listening. You see the way you make a beautiful case for Virgil van Dijk. Same and even more applies to Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah on his day is unplayable. Mohamed Salah.
But he's not had his day in a very long time.
Same applies to Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk has not had his day since the day he faced Antoine Semenyo on the opening night where he was running elsewhere, ball was going elsewhere. Same thing applies to him. So for me, if we are trying to judge players by saying that they are not living up to the expectation, then I think we need to be very fair and square. If the rule is you are not performing, I need to take you out to try and bring some form of radical change. No one is better than Salah for his position in this team. No one, none is better than Salah for his position in this Liverpool team. As shambolic as they are now, there's no one better than Salah for his position in this team. Now, if Virgil van Dijk cannot also be taken out because he's the best, then we need to now expand. No, for his position
in the team, he's the best.
No, he's not being taken out because they don't have enough options. Let's say January transfer window comes in, they make a signing, and the signing hits the ground running, and Konate's form picks up, and Virgil van Dijk is still as poor as he's been. What will prevent Anaslo from benching him?
No, but you see that then
it's because of the lack of options. That's the reason why he's still having a place in the starting lineup. Other than that, yeah, he should be benched.
No, but seriously, if we're to expand the conversation to that extent, then we need to blame the higher ups inside Liverpool. We might all say that Kwanzaa was not good enough for the team, quote unquote. But now you let go of Kwanzaa, sorry.
Yeah, he was also one of the players. Yeah.
You go buy all sorts of players for the front part of your team. You forgot that your team has a rare end.
They brought in Leone. They brought in Leone, but he suffered an ACL.
Kerkez brought in Jeremy Frimpong. So
no, I'm even talking about the centre back, not the laterals. Now, I like Leone. But why do you sell Kwanzaa to bring in a Leone? Like, help me make business sense out of that transaction. Not even footballing reasons. Because they are almost around the same age. They are almost having similar ceilings. Why do you sell one to bring in one? Because you have the luxury of keeping Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is familiar with the situation around the club. And he could have actually maybe step in this time when things are going this way for the club. Now you've sold him. You've gone to buy all the shining Rolls Royce for the front. You don't even have a small bicycle to hold your back together. And now you're struggling. And then you want to go and keep aside one of your bests. If we are using the rules to judge the player, he's one of the best players from the African continent ever to play in the EPL. And you want to do this to him? Let's forget he's one of the best African players to ever play in the EPL. He's a legend at Liverpool. And you treat him like this?
Okay, so Sedi, you've had your thoughts. Let me get some thoughts from WhatsApp. And ODT says, hi guys, the problem of Liverpool is coaching. Has nothing to do with Salah. Even yesterday when Salah didn't play, we conceded 3 goals. Gakpo plays really badly, but he's always getting 90 minutes. Very stubborn coach. And Slot is not a good coach. If he's benching Salah, then he needs to equally bench Gakpo. Then we also have a message from Gilbert from Mashama, who says, good day City Sports team. He says he's a loyal listener, huge fan of your program. I do remember you, Gilbert. Wants to become a sports journalist inspired by us and wants to reach out to us. Gilbert, we'll get back to you on that. But this is where I bring in Coach Christopher Nimley, who's joined us on the Republic of Football. Coach, you've been very supportive of Mo Salah.
Yeah.
And to buttress your point, in the last 3 games that he's been dropped from the starting lineup, Liverpool have won 1, but they've drawn 2. So they've not been an much improved side, even with Salah on the bench. What do you make of this whole situation, and is he being treated unfairly?
And that was sack coach. Coach, no. And that was sack. Them coach, eh?
And that's lot.
Yeah. Da, watch her. Look, me, I've never seen this before. You have your best player. When it's because he's not scoring. That's why they are struggling to win games, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm the manager, I do things, I set up my team to bring the best out of my best player. That is where I make my winning easy and assured. That should be the thinking of every correct manager. The day Pep Guardiola decided to play his best player out of position, it cost him the Champions League final. You remember? Yes. The day that he had given the task to some other players to rather give the ball to De Bruyne for De Bruyne to score, rather putting De Bruyne where he's good at giving players the ball to score. It cost him the Champions League. When he realized that he needed to effect the change and bring back Aguero and take De Bruyne back, now Chelsea was already in the lead and they couldn't recover. Look, my simple coaching would tell me that if I have my best player, not necessarily building the team around him, but setting the team up in a way that will make sure his output is never in doubt. How many times have you seen Salah in this season closer to goal?
Well, about that too, there's a problem that's been raised by a number of Liverpool fans that he's also missed a number of chances where he could have been a little less selfish and passed to his team.
Oh, over the years, when he was not self, this is the way he plays.
This is the way he plays, but Liverpool is evolving beyond
you
relying on Mo
it's
Salah.
the evolvement.
Yeah.
You don't get the timing right, you will suffer like they are suffering. What sort of evolvement should happen and not bring the best out of your best player? Them nyansan efi, them adwin efi infa neba. Where from it? Na kan dremo image ba. Who imported that or who instilled that in an slot head? Who told him that? Now let's look at this Liverpool team as it is. They talk about Salah not pressing. Can you tell me any player up front there who presses? Tell me. Ekitike, Isako, Gakpo, Florent Wirtz. Which of them? Tell me. We've seen Liverpool press. Sadio Mane, Bobby Firmino. We've seen the press.
Okay.
So this manager has created the atmosphere where you go and spend over 120 million on 2 players, and when they are playing, they are rather showing GQ movement, and they are walking the way they like. Don't you see? Look at Isaac.
Yeah.
Look at the way he walks when he loses the ball. Look at him. Look at Gakpo. When has Gakpo lost the ball and chased the one who took the ball off him? When? Have you ever seen it there? Salah, I've already been saying it, that he's earned the right to be the number 1 list on the team sheet.
Name on the team sheet.
I've also said that at his age, it is proper he doesn't play or start every game. But for him to have come out to have said the sort of thing he said, then the thing is not like, look, we need to manage your time. You are the best player. If you are going to play against Burnley, Leeds, understand why you shouldn't play. In anticipation of Champions League football in midweek. If I'm Mohamed Salah and I'm being told that, Charlie, there's Champions League on Wednesday, do you think he will say the sort of things he say? The atmosphere has been created as if they are sacking him from the team.
Yeah.
And he's a smart boy. He's a smart man. He's never spoken like this before. If he says he has earned the right of all the registered players in Liverpool today, he has earned the right to be the first name on the team sheet. Nobody should argue that. Look at Van Dijk. He's playing volleyball in the 18.
Basketball.
Didn't you see? And who told you there's nobody there to replace him? Who told you?
Who would you have replaced?
The system can be changed to get rid of him because he's a liability. He could have, look, this Gomez, he has been sitting on the bench. Gomez is never a right back. Yes. He's a center back. What is wrong with So there's somebody there to replace Van Dijk. If truly, and Slotto thinks that he's actually being honest and he needs to do things differently.
The problem,
it's a skew, that partial favoritism. Trying to look, for me, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Because if Salah leaves this team, it will take them 3 years to recover. I'm telling you, market today, put it on. But like you said, he's been benched for 3 games. He'll be going to the AFCON.
yes.
Do you think look, Salah puts fear in every Premier League manager. If you're going to play against Liverpool, you, in preparing for them, you think Mohamed Salah. The entire team has been bad. And that is what has reflected on him. He cannot be held responsible for Liverpool problems. No.
He can't to an extent.
No. You cannot.
Oh.
No,
it's
see, the numbers of Isaac are way
let me
worse
use this
off.
NFL analogy. Mm-hmm. When things are going well, the quarterback gets all the praise.
Uh-huh.
When things are going bad, no matter how good the quarterback plays, you get the play.
This is not quarterback and center back.
At the end of the day,
this is not basketball.
Because at the end of the day, there've been instances in prior years where Sadio Mane would ball out, absolutely ball out, and still all the praises will go to Mohamed Salah.
When Sadio Mane balls out, Salah too balls out. So can you say that when Sadio Mane was balling out, Salah was sleepy?
No, I can't say that. But there were instances, several instances in games where Mohamed Salah was playing badly. Sadio Mane was playing very well, and Jurgen Klopp would take Sadio Mane out. Let's not forget that bit.
No, you see, listen. Yes, listen. Listen.
Salah was getting all the praise.
Yeah.
Today, if things are not going well and you're getting blamed to an extent, you should be able to take it. Because at the end of the day, it happened before, and you were the one getting all the...
Look, but in the games,
I'm coming. Let me address that Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane being substituted, it has got nothing to do with Mohamed Salah.
No, I'm saying
don't say because Salah was bad and if a change should have been there, should have gone to and he was kept on the Sadio Mane was substituted. Yeah. So what has Salah got to do with that?
No, I'm saying that in certain instances he got cuddled by the coaches, the team, and even the media. Now he's blaming the media that when he goes on a 10-game run and without scoring a goal, he gets hammered. But Harry Kane does not get hammered.
Is it true or not?
It is not true because there have been instances where Mohamed Salah
sat here when Phil Foden won the best player of the league.
And
He won
posted-
the whole season.
Yes.
Zuku Banza. Did you ever hear any English media criticizing
We
him?
heard
What
him.
are you
We
talking
heard the
about?
English media criticize him, and I'll
It's
give you an
not true.
example. I'll give you an
Yeah.
example. I'll give you an example.
Sure.
We do a lot of partnership with Talksport. Simon Jordan, he put it out there when Rooney started his podcast that when Rooney is one of the few guys who are having a go at Mohamed Salah because Mohamed Salah is quote unquote protected by the media. He's one of the few players that you shouldn't have a go at. Mohamed Salah has been cuddled by the media for a while. So when he says things like, yeah, if he goes on a 10-game run and he does not play,
See,
I was not here. Listen. Can Yao. If you say Mohamed Salah has been cuddled by the media, can he give me one season where until now he should have been criticized by the media?
Exactly, and that's why I'm saying that.
So what are you saying?
No, and that's why I'm
Has he
saying
not
that.
earned the right to?
No, he has earned it, and he got his flowers. And I'm saying that now that you are performing badly, when people are
And
criticizing
I'm saying
you
that
should take it.
he's
That's
not
what I'm saying.
performing badly. He's not the
Oh, yeah,
worst
my
ever
point.
player.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not the
not
worst
as good
ever
as-
player. He's not as
not
good
so
as
bad.
his high standard.
Yes, he's not
but
so
in
bad
the
that-
team where he finds himself, he's not as bad as some other people.
And that's what my point is that in this case, Anna Slot makes he falls short to an extent because if you bench Mohamed Salah and you want to deliver a statement, then how is it that the Dutch boys are still playing? That's my only gripe with Anna Slot. I don't have an issue with Anna Slot benching Mo
So
Salah.
let me make my point.
That's my whole thing.
So the point I'm making is, he shouldn't be benching Mohamed Salah.
You should be benching him.
No, if you are benching Salah, then
Yeah.
we all understand.
Wait.
You need to bench Van Dijk.
No.
Yes,
No, I'm
I
not
agree
saying
with you
bench.
for that.
You see, let's understand benching. In this Liverpool team, you shouldn't be benching Mohamed Salah with the intention of he's losing his position in the team. I have said, at his age, per the demands, if I'm the head coach and I need the best out of him, he will not play every game. That's not to say he has lost his position. I need to manage
His minutes.
his minutes to bring the best out of him. So if you are benching him along that line, it's permitted. But if you are benching him on grounds that he loses his position in the team, the one you put there to play for him, how good is he? Let's compare. Because if you are benching me for somebody, that person should be better than me in that position. How good is Gakpo?
No, he's not benching Mohamed Salah
Oh.
because he wants to replace him. He's benching him because he wants to deliver a statement.
Which statement?
Which statement? The statement is to ensure that you guys need to up your performance. Because if I can bench,
If you
if
can
I
bench
can bench the
Salah,
best player
the
on
best
this
player
team,
on the team,
what makes you
anybody
think?
can be
What makes you think that I can bench you?
Except for Cody
That's the whole thing.
Except
You
for
see,
Salah.
the whole thing.
Then this manager is not a smart manager. That's why Wobesaka. That is
It's
why
not about him replacing him.
If you are benching, he's benched for 3 games now. Yesterday you saw, isn't it?
Yeah.
You saw it. Salah was not there.
Not
From
one
2-0 to 3-3.
Yes.
How many goals have they considered?
24 in the EPL.
Can you imagine? So they don't have any goals.
0 goals.
0 goals. Shea. I'm a bit Shelley. 0 goals. The point I'm making is that every player can be benched. But when you are benching that player who went on form, will lessen your burden, liberate you when you are entangled, not having anywhere to go. He will set you free. You saw yesterday when Leeds United scored the final goal, the final 3-3 goal, the one that
Yes,
you see
Malakas
the
goal.
way he used his hand to wipe the sweat from his forehead through his pom-pom all the way down. You saw that?
I saw it.
You saw it, isn't
I saw
it?
it.
Look at this man. You are not being smart. From the way Leeds United were playing in the last 10 minutes, bring on Mohamed Salah. If I was the one, young man, come and go and punish them quick. Because
he
there were
stretches-
gaps.
Yeah, he stretches Leeds United.
There were gaps. The moment Salah comes into the game. The Leeds United coach, Daniel Farker will even immediately realize that, hey, although we have nothing to lose and we are already losing the game, I have to be cautious because the next goal is very important. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody's saying don't bench him. But if you are benching such a player and the intention is for him to lose his position to Gakpo, to lose his position to Isaac, to lose his position to Verbs, to lose his position to whoever is there, then manager will be sacked. He will be sacked because the results will not improve. Rather, I don't see what he's doing. Take off. McAllister has been atrocious. He's been bad. Bring in the Japanese international. He will cover the grounds. If Salah goes and he doesn't even come back, per his defensive attribute, look, when Salah goes, look at how they are stretched as a defense. He will step in. You say Salah is not tracking back. He has never been tracking back. That's why when they win the ball, even on corner, he doesn't come. So when Alisson, how many times have we not seen Alisson catch the ball from a set piece against Liverpool and his immediate outlet is Mohamed Salah? How many times did you not see Salah go? He scored like that against Man United. He scored like that against what? Chelsea. He scored like that against what? Man City. That is the ploy. So, bench. I'm not saying don't bench. Bench. But the intention for benching cannot be for somebody who's done so much, somebody who has earned the right over the years, somebody who has scored as bad as a season that the entire team is. Okay, do you think if Salah alone were performing, they would have stopped Van Dijk and go from shipping in the goals that shipping in? No way. Do you expect Salah to go out there to score in every game? Yeah. For heaven's sake, he's human. Do you expect him, even when he scores, he should be scoring two? How many times did you score 2-3 every game? It doesn't make sense. So as a coach, set up your team in such a way to bring the best out of your best player. And he's got the players to do so. He's refusing to do so. And he's using the young man as a scapegoat. For me, I'm happy. I don't support Liverpool. I'm a Man United fan. If he does this thing and they suffer, I'm happy. You see where they are. If they had won, they would have struck the lead between them and Manchester United. Amorim and the people too are misbehaving. But tomorrow they will beat where? When we will leave them, we'll go to 5th position. They will be where? Where are they now? 11. They are 11 or 12. Yes. Where are they?
We'll check.
20. What? You see? So he should misbehave. He should do the things he's doing.
They are currently 9th.
9th?
Yes.
Some people will win. If we win, they will go back. He should do that. I don't get him. To be honest with you, I really don't understand him. Bench. Because you remember, I've already said it here. I will be managing. I even said it on scorecard. I'll be managing his minutes. But if Salah is aware that he's been benched yesterday to give him a shot at the Champions League in midweek, do you think he will grant that interview? He's earned the right for an slot to discuss with him. Ferguson will call Eric Cantona, he will call Ryan Giggs and discuss. How many times have we not seen Patrice Evra speak and say that Fergie will call him? Ronaldo, come. You know what? Let me give a perfect example. Man United, when they won the last triple in Ferguson in 2007, when they won, you see, United had a game at Everton. But in midweek, they were going to be playing against AC Milan. And Ferguson benched Ronaldo. By that time, that was one of Ronaldo's best ever seen before next one that became even better. Yeah. Ronaldo sat there. Ferguson told him, we have a semi-final match to play against AC Milan. That Manchester United team, but for AC Milan would have gone to the Champions League final back to back. Because when Milan eliminated Man United, the following season, United went to the final. The following season, they went to the final. But Fergie sat his best player down and told him that you are being benched against Everton because on Wednesday, I need you to be at your best. When United went, Everton took a 2-0 lead. Ferguson looked at the situation. he brought Ronaldo back, and United won the game 4-2. Ronaldo didn't score, but his presence alone put fear in Everton, and then United won. So there are reasons to bench players. And as a manager, you should look at Salah has earned the right to be given the explanation as to why certain decisions are taken within the setup of the team. Unless this manager is being disrespectful.
Look,
Salah and this manager, who is a legend of Liverpool.
Obviously, Mo Salah.
What?
Is it that Van Dijk played in a game against Slot, so Slot is scared of benching Van Dijk? No, some of the things we need to mention it too. Slot in his heydays when he was played against Van Dijk when Van Dijk was coming up way back in Netherlands.
He coached Gakpo, isn't it?
Yes.
He coached his Gakpo former coach. So the man is doing favoritism.
Let me make a point. You are talking about making changes to the squad.
Yes.
He has done that to an extent. Ekitike and Isak have been alternating in the team. In midfield, McAllister has been dropped a number of times. Curtis Jones has come in. He's made a number of changes to that midfield. The only player who is certain to be in that midfield, the two players are Gravenberch and Szoboszlai. In defense, he's made changes, wholesale changes, except for the middle of the defense. You talk about Gakpo, and his stats prove that he is one of the best ball carriers at this moment.
What is the end product? Product, Ben.
No. It opens up for a lot more opportunities.
He's selfish. He doesn't pass the ball.
Salah has not been as good at beating players this season.
Do you know what?
And obviously, Liverpool are a little restricted. So he's doing something to make sure that Liverpool play better.
Have we seen that?
Maybe it's in progress.
What
we can't have them be immediately good, but eventually.
What fantastic thing should he be doing or think he can do without his best player? Maybe won't be that. I've not seen some before. It's his decision. We can only sit here and comment based on the interviews and things. Salah will leave. You come to the AFCON. He said it in the interview.
He says you come to the AFCON.
He
doesn't know what will happen.
Let's see how they fare in his absence.
Look, but
the only thing that can save the situation, if the result gets better in his. So far in 3 games, so
far in 3 games, it's been better than what they were used to. So far, they've won the game.
You bench Salah and then you lose the Champions League.
They should have been beaten by Sunderland. They were almost beaten by Leeds.
Yes, but at the end of the day, how many games can we say that they should have won, or they almost won, but they didn't win? So that one they should almost is out of the window.
That's fine.
At the end of the day, the 3
variables which have affected
3 games that they've played, they've won 1.
West
Ham
Ham
they won 2
up against West Ham. West Ham were dominant in that second half until Paqueta got the red card. Even with the red card, West Ham were the better side. In the second game against Sunderland, they should have lost.
But then I can say the same thing about the Leeds United game. They held a 2-goal lead. Then Ibrahima Konate committed that unnecessary foul. It swung the momentum towards Leeds United and against Liverpool. We can always make that argument. At the end of the day, they played 3 games. They won 1, drawn 2.
Which is they played 4 at the Champions League. He benched Salah in the Champions League.
They've
lost 2.
No, I'm talking about the league.
Okay, fine.
I'm talking about the league. They won 3 games. They played 3 games without Mohamed Salah starting. They've won 1 and drawn 2, which is a far better record than the stretch that they had where they played 7 league games and won just 1 game.
So and in those 7 league games, did he not score in any of those?
He scored, but what was his contribution?
Good.
Beyond the scoring.
What do you expect him to do after scoring?
Wait. At the end of the day, most of the attacks, where were they coming from? You didn't even mention it.
And it's because of the setup of the coach.
What setup?
Exactly.
Isn't it the same setup that he used last season that was winning them games? Isn't it the same setup that he was using that was winning them games last season?
No.
PSV. I highlighted that PSV loss. That loss to PSV. The goals. Which side of the pitch did they come from?
You see,
it was from Mohamed Salah's side.
You see, I realized the case when Conte came into the
when did Salah track back? Once they do the high pressing and their bypass, he stays there because he's the immediate
after. The point is, even the high pressing,
he was doing well.
Listen.
He was working
Listen.
Doing well.
No, but here alone, you see, you are not high pressing. It's not a high pressing team as we speak. Liverpool is not a high pressing team. But Salah tactically doesn't come back because Liverpool themselves as a team, when they win the ball, who do they give it to first? So that's a tactical decision for him not to come back into the half. True or false? Throughout his stay under Jurgen Klopp and at the same man.
But is he pressing as high as good as he was?
Should he be the who else presses?
No, I'm saying that we are talking about Mohamed Salah. Is he pressing
when everybody was pressing, did he not press?
You see,
let you understand
But
that.
the argument,
When everybody were pressing, did he not press?
That's very true.
Are they pressing? Are they high pressing team?
But the problem is
pressing.
he's being bypassed more than the other players.
Like
which is
who?
why
like Odigambo?
Isaac. From that, have you seen win ball against a player before? I mean,
I feel that the purchase, some of the purchases that were sanctioned by
Someone has imbalanced his own team.
It's the reason why we are
somebody
here.
to blame.
No, it's not.
No,
purchase.
I'm
They are
coming.
looking at the future. Then the future is to recreate what they had that gave them so many laurels, which is the Sadio Mane Salah Firmino combination.
Solid.
And look at the players that they signed. They fit the profile so well. Florian Wirtz, Isaac, and Ekitike.
They don't fit those profiles.
And Ekitike.
Which of
they
the
fit
players
it.
that Florian Wirtz come to replace?
I mean,
He doesn't look like Firmino. He doesn't look like
I mean,
Sadio Mane. He doesn't look like anybody.
no,
It's a completely different profile.
Florian Wirtz comes from the Bundesliga, just like Roberto Firmino.
So is he coming to play in that role?
He's coming to play in a more withdrawn role. He's not coming to strike.
Now,
Firmino, how did Sadio Mane and Mo Salah's combo work so well? Because they are wingers.
Played off him.
They are wingers, but they played off him and they came centrally.
Yes,
That's how it's
Florian
going to
Wirtz
be.
can do that.
Florian Wirtz can do that. He plays centrally.
Yeah.
Yes, he hasn't had a
One
good
of
start.
Bobby's,
No, coach,
listen.
coach,
Don't compare Florian Wirtz to one of Bobby's.
He's a better player than better talent than Roberto Firmino.
Are you serious?
Let's not even question that.
Are you serious?
No. Let's not even question that.
Do you know Bobby Firmino?
No, before Florian Wirtz came to Liverpool,
What are you
was he
talking
not
about?
ranked as one of the best young players in the
That's what
world?
he's saying.
Please, let's not debate that. At Bayer Leverkusen,
I will debate that. What are you talking about?
At Bayer Leverkusen, he was one of the highly rated players in the world. Yes, he has not had a good start to his Liverpool career, but that does not mean that he's a terrible player.
Nobody has said he's terrible.
As a
You are
talent,
comparing him to somebody that you shouldn't compare
as a talent, he's way better than Roberto Firmino.
It's not true.
Let's not even go there.
Yeah, but
Okay, fine. That's your opinion. Let's not even go there.
But what you are saying is also your opinion.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That as a talent, Florian Wirtz is way better than Roberto Firmino. Let's not even go there. He can play in a more withdrawn role centrally. Then you can have Ekitike and Alexander Isak, who are so versatile, good with dribbling the ball, running with the ball at their feet, and are also good finishing. They are versatile enough to play off each other. That's the mindset behind that Liverpool.
Than Mohamed Salah.
I'm not saying they are better finishers than Mohamed Salah. That's the mindset behind those purchases. That they bought those players to create their new version of that trident between Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, and Roberto Firmino. Okay. Imagine the future is Florian Wirtz, Ekitike, and Isaac in attack.
Soboslai.
Let me also make my
he
point.
said he's a midfielder.
Let me also make my point. I am shocked that Florian Wirtz, Isaac, and Bobby and then who? Ekitike is being compared to Sadio Mane, Bobby Firmino, Mohamed Salah. Those three are completely different. What is it about Bobby Firmino that Florian Wirtz would do and do better? Bobby Firmino led the press, brought the best out of those two wingers that flanked him. How many times did we not see him drop into midfield, pick up the ball, and give them the assist for them to go and score? So this Florian Wirtz doesn't come in with the maybe they want to build a completely new thing, accepted. But if you look at Ekitike, maybe Ekitike, the most Sadio Mane in his pumped Ekitike, Sadio Mane is a far better player than Ekitike, far better. Sadio Mane in his pumped. I won't even bring Salah into the equation because if you add all the three of them, Salah alone is better than all of three of them. The point we are making is that if you are thinking into the future, there is a way to do it. You thought into the future and you didn't think that you should go and buy a center back.
They bought a center back.
Who's a center back?
They bought Leone.
That was a huge risk. 17, 18-year-old boy. It's a huge risk. There was a better established centre back that they could have bought. Why didn't they buy him? So the manner in which they are planning the shape of the team,
it's not
is
like
wrong.
they didn't try. They did go for Mark Gay.
No. They were Crystal Palace. You have gone to pay 100 and something million for Florian Wirtz. Bring 50 million. You don't want to pay 50 million. You call that a try?
No. The deal was agreed.
You don't want to pay 50 million.
No, the deal was agreed. Liverpool had agreed a price with Crystal Palace, and then it collapsed because Oliver Glasner stepped in.
You see,
Would you allow your best
that's the only
player
reason
go?
they
when did
didn't
they
get-
agree the deal?
It was on deadline day.
They slept on the job. Almost day on the job. True or false?
That's true.
But we all knew.
They could have got this deal done
Da.
very early.
Because the reason why the coach of Crystal Palace stepped in at the time, if the ball leaves, no time to replace him.
replacement.
I would have stepped in. You would have stepped in. But if they had shown them the money at the beginning of the season, 50 million, do you think the man would have stepped in? All he would have done was to tell Palace, give me the money and let me get somebody to replace him. They slept on the job. They've sanctioned the wrong players at the wrong time. Look, you see this Revers. I sat here, he's a good talent. He's a this. But I said, in this league, Masa Obebre. On tum. He not good fit. Look,
Are we not being premature?
No.
Give him some time.
Have you seen his heat
I will
map
give
when
him some
Salah
time.
is playing? Do you know he's part of the reason why Salah is not
I'll give
performing?
him some time.
Really?
Do you know
know
he's
what?
part of the reason?
Edwin, I'll give him some time. I'll give him enough time. He should be given time. Anthony should not be given time. He should be given time. Listen.
He was giving a couple-
Anthony backlash started in his first year. We were all here. What are you listen. We were all here. We're all here. Somebody should be given time. Somebody should not be given time. The same measure, equal measure is what we will do. Nobody is going to tell anybody who should be given time, when should be given time. The point I'm making is that. And the slot should do the wisest thing. If your team is shipping in goals, you find a way to stop that. Until he does that, he's not a smart coach. He's not. He's not a smart coach because there's a player who can come in to solve the problem.
Yeah.
You are not putting in and you are blaming somebody. For me, I'm happy, like I said. Let Salah sit aside. It's just a matter of time. We will see. Who did they play next?
They play Brighton in the Premier League next.
Another lose. Who else after Brighton?
Let me.
You see, I sat here, I said they'll lose 9 in the row because of the manager. Then they beat
Spurs after Brighton. They will be
us for Spurs.
There's a different issue.
They have a problem. During this Christmas, you see, this Liverpool team is not winning any of their big games.
But first of all, they play Inter in the Champions League.
Lose, you see what will happen. So you see, if you are benching Mohamed Salah and telling him that Saturday in midweek it is Inter Milan, Salah will just sit on the bench. You know that Charlie, Saturday midweek I have to go and do my thing. I have to go and do my thing. But you see, when they are going to the San Siro,
Coach, I'll come back to you in a bit.
Yes.
But let me just update our listeners and our viewers on what's going on around Europe. In the Premier League, Brighton 0, West Ham United 0 in 62 minutes played in that game. In Serie A, it's Cagliari 0, Roma 0, also 62 minutes. Same time in France, Ligue 1, where Angers are up by a goal to 0 at Nice. And in Germany, it's Werder Bremen who are leading Hamburg by a goal to 0 away from home. That game is at halftime. A number of other games coming up. But I want to come back to this conversation on Mo Salah. His position in the Liverpool team right now, is it untenable? Because you come out,
It's untenable.
you come out and say the club is looking to get you out. The club is treating you
he
wrong.
himself, he wants to leave.
Yes, he wants to leave.
He's had enough of the manager and the club. In January, do you know the teams? You see that statement? You see the teams that will line up.
Yes.
Oh, Charlie. There's a team in Spain who they want him that. They'll come and take.
But still, it's Liverpool's decision to whether to let him go or not.
Ah.
And they've showed a lot of faith in him in the summer by giving him a huge contract. Giving
You
him
give
an
me a huge
extension,
contract, I put him on the bench
giving him
unnecessarily.
an extension. He's
It's just
still,
a 2 years
he's still
extension.
a player of the club.
Yeah, of course. So, but if they cannot meet at a point,
Yeah.
he leaves. They will not stop him from leaving. They will not. He's too big a character to have him unhappy in that dressing room. He creates chaos there, and that is not his style. He will not do that. So if they cannot meet, he leaves. I say, you see the suitors. You see those who will line up for him. Just wait. It's just a matter of time. You see.
Sedi, I want to bring you in.
This is part of the reason why Chelsea are looking for media men to go and speak to this guy. What's his name? Raheem Sterling. So that he does something similar. So that they are able to get him off their books. You think Liverpool, someone will show up with 50 million and they would say they don't want to collect the money?
Nobody will give them 50 million for Salah. Oh, 20. 18. There's a problem. Who will go and pay 50 million?
Because of the problem.
There's a problem. So nobody will tell them. So they should take. After all, they've benefited. He's giving them the chop money to his won titles for them. Do you think if they didn't have him, they would have won the titles they won?
Coach, now I want to make this comparison because I've seen it. A number of people bring it up.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo. He was benched at Man United under Ten Hag. Came out and made a statement, and then he was shipped out of the club. Almost everyone turned against him. Why are you supporting Salah in this situation where he's put his team in a similar position? They are not performing well, and now he's brought up this issue that everyone is talking about, bringing more attention to the club when they are not performing well.
You see, there's a huge difference between the two.
What's that difference?
In a Ronaldo situation, he didn't come for pre-season. Agree?
Yeah.
He didn't. I'm coming.
Understandable.
He didn't have any pre-season.
Yes.
The season starts. He comes. He wants to walk straight into the team. Most people, when they are talking about the situation, they don't talk about that.
But they also don't talk about the
I'm
fact
coming.
that he was grieving.
I'm coming. He was grieving because of what? That was his second season.
Yes.
Did he play in his first season?
Yes, he did play. And he was brilliant.
That's right. Now go home. We've broken the season. Go home. Come back. He didn't go for preseason. Scientifically, because he didn't go for preseason, he wasn't match fit. True or false? So he will start from the bench. He will start from the bench.
That's fine, but at a point in the season,
At which point?
he was being disrespected.
Nobody disrespected. Nobody.
In his own words, by Ten Hag.
In what sense?
Against Tottenham Hotspurs. That particular game. Spurs are leading 2-0. There's no chance for you to come back. You keep him on the bench for almost the whole game and want to bring him in just for garbage.
No, Spurs was not leading. We were leading.
United were leading. Sorry.
Yes.
United
we were leading 1-0. He was on the bench and he was asked to go and warm
It was
up.
2-0, yes.
No, no. It was, he was,
1-0.
My
That's
Lando
fine.
was leading 1-0. He was
1-0.
asked to go and warm. And then the second goal came about 10 minutes to time.
Yes.
And the man said, come and sit down.
And play garbage minutes.
No, he didn't even put it on. He said, come and sit down. I think that was okay. There was nothing wrong with that.
No, he wanted to bring him in.
No!
And then, yes, he wanted to bring him in. Ronaldo said he wouldn't come.
You see,
Isn't it even worse than what Salah did?
Yes.
No, let me tell you.
When you were,
You see,
and that says you
see,
were okay
at
with
that
it, but this
stage,
one-
Yes.
at that stage.
He says he won't come in.
No, but if Ronaldo was wrong, let me tell you why he was wrong.
But Mo Salah is wrong for this
Oh,
one. Too.
listen.
No, Mo
It's
Salah
not-
was wrong when he had a little bit of fracas with Klopp on the touchline when he was being substituted
No, I'm talking
together
about
with
this
Darwin
issue. Me,
Núñez.
I'm not even
No,
talking
we'll
about-
just
Let me-
start
let me
in
talk.
those.
Exactly, and I
just
was
doing
doing
that.
Klopp is gone,
But
so
in
we are
this
not
case,
talking about
Salah has a
Jurgen Klopp.
history of coming out to the media and
Let me
being
say-
boisterous because
No.
he knows his status at Liverpool.
Let me say
He knows he's a
something.
big
Let's
player.
stick
Yes.
to the Ronaldo
Yeah,
issue.
let's
To
forget
the
about
Ronaldo
it.
issue, on the Ronaldo issue, come and play 5 minutes. How do you build the fitness of a player?
By giving him minutes.
What did Ten Hag do wrong? You see, it is because of Ronaldo.
5 minutes I'm going to do anything for a player.
You play 5 minutes plus injury time 10 minutes.
No,
It's a way of building your fitness. Is it not?
there's no way
Edwin,
that it wasn't even 10 minutes
look,
injury time.
No.
5 minutes.
No,
plus
5
about
minutes
3 or
plus
4.
four. Let's say
Yes,
4, 3.
yes.
That is roughly 8, 10 minutes. Lisandro Martinez. I'm not saying Lisandro Martinez is like Ronaldo. I'm looking at the situation. When he was introduced in his first game against Crystal Palace, how many minutes did he come? 3.
Yeah.
3 minutes. I support a team that brought on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with less than 5 minutes to the end of a Champions League final. And that player came and won the cup. So my understanding about this is different. It is completely different from this. Salah talks about relationship. That is what you and I are not privy to.
Yeah.
If the man is questioning the relationship between he and the coach, it means even within certain things are happening. And the signs are very clear to him that he's been pushed out of the club. Those ones we can only sit here and speculate. But he talked about the fact that he's been benched in the last 3 games. Yeah. He talked about the fact that he's been blamed for Liverpool not playing well. So you cannot blame I alone. But for him to have gone further and question that, or make point that seek to suggest that the relationship between him and the coach has broken down, and then he brought in the club, he felt per who he is and what he has done for the club. If there are issues behind, there are technical directors. They should be coming in to solve the problem. Maybe none of such things has been done. So whatever he said is still a bit pregnant with certain things that is yet to come out. So for me, I think that they should let him go in January. 15 million, not more than 20 million. Because nobody will pay more than 20 million for him. Because he's living with problems. Let him go. If you cannot sit down and solve the problem, let him go. I say, I know of, on top of my head, I know of proper suitors who will just bring and take. Hey, you don't like, we are taking.
Hey. You go to Saudi Arabia. That's all.
No, that's for the Saudi. He could have gone longer to go where he wants to go. Salah.
Then why did he come out to complain that the team hadn't given him a contract extension? If you wanted to go, just run down your contract, go as a free agent.
You see,
that is where he's a legend.
No. If you wanted to go, I'm addressing that.
Are you saying he couldn't have decided he wanted to go to Saudi?
I'm saying that he could have, but why didn't he do so?
And I'm saying that as to why he didn't do so, it's not for you to question.
No, that's why I'm saying that this guy, what he has a point in saying that. Yes, he can feel a little bit aggrieved by because yes, you benched me, but you haven't benched the likes of Van Dijk and Cody Gakpo and co. But generally, if you look at it generally speaking, the way he's handled it, it has been poor, and the way he has handled it based off his evidence that he's provided on the pitch, it is not enough grounds for him to make that one statement.
Team 24 goals. He's contributed 6 out of 24. You say what?
6 out of 24. What is his performance? What? Those penalty goals.
Today you are questioning penalty goals.
I've always been questioning.
Today you are questioning penalty goals.
Cristiano Ronaldo
has all his goals been penalty goals.
The ones that you criticize Cristiano Ronaldo, the same things that Mohamed Salah is doing.
Yeah. So why is it different?
How is it different? How is it different?
You see,
why would you criticize the penalty goal?
You go and do an interview.
No,
the same thing Cristiano Ronaldo did.
Him speaking to the media about his situation and bringing
your relationship with the manager. The team has thrown me under the bus. They promised me this. They promised you.
No, but
if Ronaldo, nobody promised him anything. Nobody promised him anything.
No, you've done so well. You've won the Player of the Year award, and you've been handed a 2-year extension. £400,000 a week.
Don't say he's been handed. He earned the right to that contract. That's what I'm not
Okay, he earned it. Okay, no problem. And I've promised you that, okay, because you've done this well, I'll give you leeway. You play in as many games as you want. But then the season starts, and you are terrible, and you are not performing, and I still go ahead and give you that.
And give you that leeway. Terrible.
No, of course, it's a promise, but based on some, based on a premise.
Tell you that football is not boxing. It's not one-on-one.
Exactly. And
football is not boxing.
And Mo Salah also said it that in his interview that
football
it is
not boxing.
He said it is football.
So for him to do well, see, there are conditions.
So he knows that football is a team sport. He knows that football is a team sport. Then why is he craving that I have to be in the starting lineup.
He's earned the right to be in the starting lineup.
Then go and compete in an individual sport if you believe that you've earned the right. It's a team sport. You get it? No, it's a team sport. So if you are not doing your job, you are affecting the others.
Which job or what job is he supposed to do that he's not doing?
Okay, yes, per the philosophy of this team, yes, you're supposed to score goals. He's a wing forward, he's a striker. Perfect. He scored a couple of goals. But in order for the system to work, you need to be able to press high up the pitch and win possession of the team.
Okay.
You are not doing that well.
Who else presses?
We are talking about Mohamed Salah.
No, it's a team sport, so you cannot isolate him.
Okay, then why is he throwing the team under the bus? But has he looked in the mirror and checked his performance?
Now, you sit and you say that certain people should have been benched. The fact that the man is the one being benched, the coach is not being fair. That alone should tell you that somebody is not doing his job well. Bench him. Bench Van Dijk, bench Gakpo. They will know that everything is being done fairly. What are you talking about?
And now since he got benched, have Liverpool lost in the league?
They've got,
no, they haven't lost. So what? So based on the evidence, yes, it is working. It is working.
How many games?
No, based on the
are
evidence.
You saying that all the games they lost, he was the reason why they lost?
I'm not saying that he's the reason why.
Bring that inside.
And I'm saying that, but since Arne Slot has made a change, a big change, which is dropping Mo Salah from the starting lineup.
A bit interlacing.
No problem. But based on the evidence that we've seen so far, it is an improvement.
There is no empirical evidence.
It is an improvement on the record that they had before that benching took place. Let's not forget. Wait.
Come back.
They won 7 games in the league without winning more than 2 games. They won just 1 game in 7 league games. Then they benched Salah. 3 games after since they benched Salah from and took him from the starting lineup, they haven't lost. They won 1 game and drawn 2.
And you see that
but to break that,
it is an improvement.
To break that 7 loss cycle, they kept Salah on and then won against Aston Villa.
Yes. 1 in 7 games.
No, is that why are we trying to
7 games?
Let me show you why. Let me show you why this reasoning from Arne Slot is flawed. Number 1.
Before you do that, just an update that West Ham have taken the lead against Brighton away from home. So it's West Ham, Brighton 0, West Ham 1. The goal scored by Jared Bowen, assist from Callum Wilson, and Areola, the West Ham goalkeeper, has just made a magnificent save to keep them ahead. So just an update from the Premier League. It's Brighton 0, West Ham 1.
Now, for Slot has been doing a lot of experiments with this team since the start of the season. Now, he brought in Kerkes because he thought Robertson is done. Now, he starts fielding Kerkes, and then Kerkes starts committing all sorts of funny fouls, and in the first half of games, he was getting yellow carded. In one of those games, what did Slot do? Slot broke down Kerkes' confidence by yanking him off after one of such yellow cards. Has that changed his lifestyle? Has that changed his lifestyle on the pitch? Kerkes, his lifestyle on the pitch? No. Constantly, he's still doing it. So that kind of change has not resulted in anything. Change number 2. He has constantly found a way to be swapping between Curtis Jones and then McAllister. Did you hear what Curtis Jones himself said in an interview after the Champions League loss?
Yes, that they should be kicking opponents. They should be digging in.
That's
what he said.
So that is simply a rewording of what Salah said. A lie.
What did Salah say? Salah was just blaming the team and saying that I'm above everybody and I deserve to be played.
He never said this.
No, I'm saying I'm pretty much above
don't
everybody.
say things he didn't say. Don't say things he didn't say. He said he has earned the right to be in the team.
And he said what? We are all the team is being bad. Curtis Jones said the same thing.
Don't say he's pretty. He didn't say he's pretty much above.
He's pretty much blaming that. And he's saying that their team has thrown me under the bus.
No, that is different from I'm above the team. Don't say something.
If he said the team has thrown me under the bus,
is it like saying that he's above everybody?
He said I've earned it.
Yes.
Is it not earned it?
He's earned it. And I don't know. I'll read the statement for you.
Let him read it.
We just
I'll read the statement.
Let him read. Let him read.
Give me a second.
He said nowhere that I'm above everybody.
He actually says, I don't think I'm above the club.
Yes.
But I have earned my
No.
spot.
He said I don't have to go every day fighting for my position.
Yeah. That's what he said.
Because
But he
I have ended.
Yes!
No, when you come with that mentality that you
No, but
you,
yeah,
you've
yeah,
ended.
finish
You sat
the
in the same
sentence.
studio. No, you sat in this same studio and you said that no Black Stars player should have in their mind that they've earned a spot in the World Cup.
No, but is it
so
the same as
you are
No, it's a
Mosala.
different
It's not the same as
You
this.
are
no
Mosala.
Black Stars player has contributed as much as.
What
Salah
are you
has
talking
done
about?
for
No,
Liverpool.
so are you saying that Jordan Ayew hasn't contributed in a similar way to the way Mohamed Salah has contributed to Liverpool? Are you saying that Jordan Ayew? No.
Salah has almost single-handedly dragged Liverpool to championships.
Jordan Ayew almost single-handedly dragged this Black Stars to the World Cup.
It's
Are you
not
going to
true.
deny that?
Salah
Are you going to
did,
deny that?
Salah did. You said almost.
Didn't you see the goal contributions? Didn't you see the assists? Didn't you see the
I'm
goals?
surprised.
No, I'm saying that.
He's dragged his team to championships. He's
Uh-huh.
won. He's been successful with it. Jordan Ayew has helped Ghana qualify to the World Cup, but they've not been successful.
But you say no. But the premise is that no Black Stars player
Yes.
should have in their mind that they have a place or a spot locked down in this team.
Because they've not done enough to say they have. What are you
No,
talking
that is
about?
the mentality that you shouldn't come with a predetermined mindset that you already have a spot in the
No,
team.
listen.
So if we are applying it
I am here.
to
You
Black
can't
Stars,
apply it in this.
why can't you apply it to Liverpool?
That doesn't
Because
apply.
at the end of the day,
Oh,
at
yeah.
the end of the day, you are coming into that. I don't have to.
Yeah.
No, but I want you to finish the sentence.
Think about it, too.
You see,
Does he have to
right,
fight
finishing
for his
the
place?
finishing
Is
the
this Liverpool?
statement
No, he finished-
in there,
no,
he says
finishing, he
also
said-
that that's where what you said
I'm
comes
not
in.
bigger than anyone.
Exactly.
But I earn my position.
Has he not earned the right to be?
But I earn my position. And
Has
so
he
you
not?
earn your position. But the thing is, you are not doing well in your position.
Is he the only
Who
person
is
who
better
should-
than
You
him
get it,
in this
you get it.
current
I'm
Liverpool
not saying
team for
that
that
there's
position?
anyone better than him, but all I'm saying is that you are not performing the way you were performing before. And the
has
coach,
it-
and
has
the
it
coach
got to
has
do
benched
with-
you. The coach has benched you. And so far, since he started benching you and not playing you in the starting lineup, the results have been more encouraging than the results
Against which
that they
opposition?
had.
Leeds
Because
United.
again, since Mohamed Salah moved to the bench and moved out of the starting lineup, again, the evidence that we have, the sample size that we have,
It's
they
three.
played 3 games
Against
in the league. They played 3 games in the league. They won 1, drawn 2. They've not lost any of those 3
Against
games.
who?
You have
Against
to put it in
against
context.
United.
As
Yes,
you said,
against
two
who?
teams,
Against who?
two newly promoted teams,
Yes.
and one team that is heading for relegation.
2 newly promoted teams, but one is in the top 6.
That's fine.
Sunderland is in the top 6.
Which is a match arguably that
So what are you going to say?
I believe they most likely could have lost.
When Mo Salah was part of this lineup, didn't Liverpool lose to far lesser clubs than Sunderland?
Like who?
Please.
Like who? Like who? Like who? Like which team?
Wait, are we
let me go
talking
to the schedule.
talking
Let me go to the
about
schedule.
the positions of teams that Liverpool
No,
have
you
played,
don't mention
or
context, and I'm saying
the
that
quality.
the quality this season, Sunderland is one of the better quality teams in the league.
I like where you are going. That means that the entire Liverpool team have been poor.
No, it doesn't mean that the entire
Oh,
Liverpool
let
team have been
us
poor.
draw it from that basis and then we build on it.
And
Because for me, yeah, the players who have come out to speak on Liverpool's form, players from Liverpool who have come out to speak, spoke similarly in the line that Salah has done. The only
They
part
didn't put themselves
Calm
above the
down,
team.
calm
That's
down,
all.
calm down.
That's the difference.
Mo Salah has
He
not
done
put
that.
himself
By
above the
putting this
team.
statement out, you put yourself above the team.
How has he put himself above the team?
That
He
people
hasn't.
don't want me in the club. They want me gone. Like you're putting yourself above
Are
the
you in
team.
the club? Are you in
I
the
am not in
club?
the club. Based on what he has said, that is what I am basing my
Could it be
argument on.
true?
It could be true. It
So
could be
then
false.
don't be emphatic.
It could be true. It could be
So
false.
don't be emphatic.
Between us here, who can prove that their relationship, the relationship between Klopp and Salah is broken? Salah can prove it, and that's what he's putting out there.
We can't prove it. That is based on what he has said.
Is
Based on what he has
Liverpool
said.
will respond.
Oh, they will respond.
Slot will respond because his next press conference he will be asked.
Oh, he will divert it. He will just.
He will divert. Then he's not being man
PR.
enough.
It's just PR. You know how these things work. PR management. They'll just divert it. You just say no comment.
Now your country people are misbehaving. They are playing rugby and volleyball and handball. You are not benching them.
I think you have to address it because
He
it
has
just
to address it
adds-
because
it
this
just
is the
adds
legend
more-
of
Why
it.
address it? The guy
Yes,
is about to
address
leave
it.
to the AFCON. Why address it? Add more fuel.
No,
Add more fuel to the fire.
It's
Oh.
a Liverpool legend, one of the best
He's a
players
Liverpool
bar in the
legend.
Premier
I get
League,
it.
who has come out and questioned your
Yes.
relationship with him. He
True.
has to address it.
He would have addressed it if there was no AFCON. But the guy is about to go for 3 weeks.
So he won't come back.
address
He won't
it?
come back.
He won't come back.
He will come back. When he comes back, then you address it. Based on, especially when
There's the Inter Milan match in midweek, and then there's the Brighton match at the
Yes,
weekend.
so he has to address it.
to address it. You have to talk about it at least before the Brighton match. Because Salah has said he's going to say goodbye to the fans at Anfield and then go to the.
But he can say goodbye to the fans at Anfield from the bench as he did against Leeds United.
So that means that if Ancelotti does not address
He has to address it.
that means there is more to it than Salah already
but-
said. Do you agree?
It creates even
no,
more.
because it
problems.
you don't
allows
need-
the
you don't-
problems to fester.
Yeah,
The manager
no,
has to address it and
because
say, "This is my stance on this."
It takes two to tango.
Uh-huh.
He has said something that is asinine. Does that mean that I also have to match his energy?
No, so if he
No,
doesn't
but
say anything,
wait.
The addressing of the issue, it doesn't mean you need to match his energy.
No.
Exactly.
We are talking about something that one of
Acknowledge
your
there's a
key
problem.
legend of the club
If I
has
talk
said.
about it, it will drag. The issue will continue because
It will
the
drag
statement
regardless. It's more Salah.
exactly the statement I will make it will be cherry picked, spun around, and make it even
Who's going to
worse.
cherry pick it and
Oh, I mean, it's just journalists. I mean,
No,
we-
but
we
speak
know-
to the issue.
No,
You are cherry picking.
No, because the issue is delicate, so you can't speak to the issue in public.
But-
That's the thing. It's PR.
so he should go and
So,
speak about it well.
if that question comes up, he will just deflect it. Mark my words.
Back to
Mark my words, he will
Eric Ten
deflect
Hag
it. He will be
issue at
pep
Manchester
PR.
United. He actually addressed it, and you have to respect him for that. He actually addressed the issue and addressed Ronaldo's comments about him and the squad. This is what Arne Slot should be doing. Take responsibility, make the announcement, say whether you want Salah in your team or not. Say what's the direction. What the
Whether he
direction
wants
is.
this, he
for
doesn't
the club.
determine whether he wants him in the team or not. It goes
Yeah,
beyond him.
no, yes.
In a
It
starting
goes
lineup,
beyond
he
him.
decides. He
No,
decides his
as in
starting
keep
lineup.
the team,
No,
like
I mean
in
in
Liverpool.
in a squad, in his starting lineup in a squad. Does he want the player in the squad?
Of course, he wants the player in the
Does he
squad.
want him in the starting lineup?
No, not necessarily, because at this point in
So
time,
address it.
at this point in
this is
time,
your
he
plan
needs
for
to
Salah.
make a change, and he has already addressed it that they needed to make some certain changes. And in certain instances,
Look,
for instance,
let me
he
tell you,
planned to play
in midweek,
Mohamed Salah,
in midweek,
but they had the
Salah
two
plays. In midweek, Salah plays. Simple. I'm telling you, mark it on the wall.
Exactly, because it's
he
business.
dared not, and it's not dared
it's
not
business.
bench Mohamed Salah.
Because
Sure,
at the end of
you
the
know
day-
what he's bringing to the club.
What is he bringing to the club?
Now, Shed Ben Alberto and Salah. Oh, what do you mean? Oh,
Yes,
Look,
Salah is
look,
definitely
yes,
the
I know,
highest.
I know.
what do you mean?
But,
Oh,
look, see, football fans, those things I don't base those my thinking on those things. So.
It's not-
Football
it's not
fans
about
are
what you
fickle.
think.
They are fickle.
Football fans are fickle.
It's not about what you think.
Let Mohamed Salah go to the AFCON, come back to Liverpool, and let them sell him. And let during the time Mohamed Salah is absent, let them go on let's say a 6-game winning run. Let Mohamed Salah come back to the club and they sell him. Then you see Alexander Isak firing, Florian Wirtz firing. Trust me, they will move on from him.
Let Liverpool go
until
on
they
a
win the
6-game
league.
winless run.
on the win,
What
on
if
the
they go on a
even
winless
that.
run? Every single
where you have an
sequence
issue.
Liverpool have where they are not performing, Salah will be brought up if
Yes.
he leaves the club. Oh, why is Salah not playing? He was pushed out of the club by Arne Slot. It makes Arne Slot's work even more difficult.
This is what Besaka-
Because now if he doesn't perform without Salah, he's
no,
gone.
but you are on a slot.
He doesn't have
but
any
you are on a
excuse.
slot.
Yes.
You are on a slot. You went on a terrible run of games. You were losing games, and you had more or less a reported 2-game ultimatum. You don't win those 2 games, you get sacked. What do? Are you telling me that you just sit?
Somebody's playing rugby.
No.
Somebody's playing volleyball.
Are you telling me
He's
that you
inside.
just sit and watch?
Somebody's playing
Of
volleyball.
course,
He's
you will
inside.
make a change. And like I'm saying that Virgil van Dijk situation, he would make a change and bench Virgil van Dijk if he had the opportunity. Because at the end of the day, Leone was brought in.
It's his countryman. That is why he's not
Leone
benching
was
him.
brought in.
What are you talking about?
Leone was brought in, and he got injured. And so it has
So
limited
what is wrong with playing
options.
Konate and Gomez?
No, he has limited the
It does
options.
not limit
because,
any option.
No, because Konate is equally trash.
Look
so
what he has
are you
said.
going to pair? Are you going to play?
And he's trash, but he's not played volleyball
but
in anything.
between Konate and Virgil van Dijk, between Konate and Virgil van Dijk, both have been trash. But between those two,
As we
the
speak
lesser
today,
of the two evils, which one will you pick?
Van Dijk is the worst of the two of
No,
them.
he's not the worst of
because
the
he has been exposed.
The less of the two evils, which one would you pick?
Van Dijk is the most evil.
No, the less of the two evils, which one would you pick?
I'll pick Konate to play.
So
Well, that's your opinion.
Yeah, so
But
honestly, I would pick Van Dijk though.
exactly,
Yes.
and that is what he has done. Because he doesn't have any options. So
He
the less of
cannot
the two
run.
evils,
He
it is
cannot
Van
run.
Dijk that you
He
pick.
cannot tackle. He's playing volleyball. He's doing
everything.
everything. So if you look at Van Dijk,
Yeah.
Edwin, is he defending? You call this defending? He can't run. He can't tackle. He's catching the ball in the 6-yard box. What exactly is Van Dijk doing in this Liverpool?
Well,
Look at the
Konate
ball.
has been just
Look.
as bad.
No, but it is.
Look at yesterday's game.
Oh, listen.
They are leading by 2 goals to
You
0.
see the one.
They are in control.
You see, you are blowing it out of proportion. Against Sunderland, Van Dijk took the ball. He took it in the ball. He took the ball in his chest. Then he gave the ball to the Sunderland to go and score. You are here. You didn't say anything.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, both are trash.
No,
but
you
between
see-
the two,
you see-
the
you
two
see,
evils, though, which
You
one
were
is less?
quick. You were quick to say.
that.
You were quick. Yeah, I was very quick to say that. Look at yesterday, Konate kick. Van Dijk, nobody was tackling him. He took the ball. He gave it to the Sunderland player. When the player was bringing the ball, then he was pushing himself back those way, and then bam into the net. You didn't say anything about it.
They considered a goal. They considered a goal, yes, but they fought themselves. And they came back into the team.
You see.
Now,
you see.
this time around against Leeds United,
So when-
you have established
Okay.
a 2-goal lead. Though.
Okay, so
A 2-goal lead, then did he have to foul him?
fouled the player. Least equalizer. There was one more
There was
goal.
one more.
Defend it. Why defend it?
It swung the momentum towards to Leeds United, and that's what I'm saying, that both have been trash.
Which momentum swung?
That's what I'm saying, that both have been trash. Don't get me wrong,
And
both
then-
have been
and
trash.
Then, and then Liverpool took the lead.
But
You are overly
the two
blowing.
evils, which one would you,
You see-
pick?
you
That's
see,
what I'm saying.
The manner in which you are blowing Kunate's error, his error, he went to defend. He mistackled. Van Dijk error, he catches the ball or he caught the ball in the 18. Error number 1. He took the ball from the center and he gave it. I mean, he's wearing
But
red.
do you not see Konate?
Look, is he not wearing red? He's wearing red.
I
Against Sunderland, the Sunderland player was wearing blue. Is he blind? Van Dijk, was he blind? He was wearing red. The Sunderland
He
player.
was fouled.
Oh,
He was fouled.
he saw that when
He was fouled. He was pushed.
the ball he gave to Sunderland. I mean, he was wearing. Liverpool were in red. Sunderland was in blue. Yeah.
Chris Sutton has tweeted. Thank you.
He says what?
Embarrassing from Salah and disrespectful to his teammate and his manager. Salah is no different from any other player. If a player's form drops, as Salah has, he is the same as anyone else and has to accept being benched. And has to accept being benched. But he thinks, the final one. Yeah, and has to accept being benched. But he thinks he's too
Brighton
good.
has equalized.
He thinks he's too good to be benched,
He
which
know
is
what
sad.
What his
And-
thing? His thing is.
He thinks
He's
he's too
Look
good.
at who? Chris Sutton. Who is he? Oh no, boy, no papa, no boy. Chris Sutton.
An
What's that
equalizer
job
for
here?
Brighton in that game against
The
West Ham
point I'm
in
making
the
is that-
90th minute.
The point I'm making is that
I'm pretty
Van
sure
Dijk,
they'll review it.
he was
looks
in
like the
red.
Handball situation.
Van Dijk was in red. The Sunderland player was in blue. He took the ball and gave it to a player in blue under no pressure. Is he colorblind? He couldn't see. Oh, this is a dangerous ball.
So we are taking a look at the Brighton equalizer. West Ham players are complaining about handball or maybe even offside.
that's a foul.
Yeah, that has to be a foul.
That's a dangerous ball.
An overhead kick and the player made contact with the head of the West Ham defender before it's stepped at the
It's a
feet,
foul.
stopped
That
at the
cannot
feet of
stand as a
Jorginho Ruta. And
If they keep
Ruta actually also, from where he was standing,
Yeah.
when the ball came from that overhead kick, this is
he
what they
might
are
have
complaining.
handled the ball.
Yeah, this is what they are complaining about.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so it's-
a couple of incidents there. We are waiting to see what
Oh, foul
VAR
ball.
will determine. Ruta
If he doesn't handle the
seemed
ball,
to have handled the
because
ball in the
the
initial
ball has been,
effort.
it will be disallowed.
The checks are being done in
Yeah,
the
he
VAR
stops the
studio.
ball.
I say Van Dijk was in red. Sunderland was in blue. They were not even wearing that red and white stripes so that you say that at least there was some similarity in colors. He gave it to the blue player. The blue player went to score. He stay in the team because he's Dutch.
You see,
Wassan Van Dijk. This man was being likened to Vidic and John Terry.
And
Wait,
Company and John Terry.
I beg you, wait.
I think today is John Terry's birthday, right?
Yes, it is.
So yeah, happy birthday to John Terry.
Hi, they've awarded the goal.
Hey, the goal has been
that's
awarded.
terrible.
So
EPL and officiating
it's
every
Brighton
weekend.
1, West Ham
That's
1.
terrible. Because what this does is that you are not rewarding honest play. Because another player could have easily thrown himself to the ground.
Yes,
clutching his face.
and you would have
And he
whistled for a
stood.
foul.
And you would have whistled for a foul. But this guy stood. Mavropanos stood still. And he was still defending. And there was a clear touch handball situation. So how is it that this ball was maintained, or this goal was maintained, or let to stand?
The thing is, they didn't even look at that overhead kick. It
yeah,
was not
wasn't even
even looked
considered.
at.
Even the West Ham player said he's not smart.
He should have
Somebody
gone
has
down.
played Dangbechi on your head. You are standing there. He's not a smart player. If I'm the coach, I will deal with him.
Okay,
What
so
is that?
It's Brighton 1, West Ham 1. 6 minutes of added time. We are in the 93rd minute. Brighton have just equalized in the Serie A. In the Serie A, Cagliari are leading Roma by a goal to nil. 5 minutes of added time. It's 93 minutes played in that game. Roma with a red card. They are playing with 10 men in that game. So those were the couple of updates I'm bringing you. So we want to move away from this Salah conversation.
But
It's been a whole show on Salah.
quick line.
Final thoughts from everybody on
Yeah.
Salah.
So I'll not limit it to only Salah.
Okay.
The problem of the Liverpool team
Liverpool
is not Salah.
Tell us who the problem is. Or
Me.
what?
Let
the
me be
problem is.
very bold and tell you today.
Tell us.
There are some 3 key problems in this Liverpool team.
3 problems.
Number 1, centre back. See, since the time that Pickford broke Van Dijk's leg in that derby, he has never been the same since he came back. He has just been hiding behind people's performances to act as if he's prime John Terry.
He doesn't run. He doesn't tackle. Have you seen him tackling before? On your way, or okay.
That's all.
And
And
since
since
meet Lotario and those people in midweek.
since the start of the season, he has been giving us meme after meme after meme after meme. Meme in the Chelsea game, they say he was wearing a tutu for ballet.
He's become Van Meme.
Oh, Van Meme, oh, Van Meme.
Uh-huh.
Your centre back is Van Meme. You need to look at that pairing.
Okay.
Number two. Let's be very frank with ourselves. That centre pairing, whatever they are looking to do in that centre of Liverpool, it's not working.
You mean the midfield?
All of them, that partnership going on there, it's not working. The most, I'm surprised to be saying
it
this.
worked last season.
That is where I'll get to. The most surprising thing is Szoboszlai is the most performing midfielder Liverpool have.
No doubt about it.
And I'm shocked because when he joined Liverpool, he was one of the awful players.
He started well and then he trailed off that season. He was
Solid.
very bad.
Now he's the best.
Yes.
Listen, let this guy sit on the bench. What he's doing is not his role.
Who?
Gravenberch.
Gravenberch
has been found out.
He's been found out.
Everybody has noticed that you put a little bit of pressure on Gravenberch, he will get a yellow card. The moment he picks up a yellow card, he starts backing off everybody and allows everybody to run through midfield as if they don't exist. McAllister has also been poor. That is why I say that midfield, whatever they seek to do there, is not working. Now, in attack, they need to find a role for the man Florian Wirtz, because anytime Salah is
He
on
should
the
sit
pitch,
on the bench. He should sit on the bench. Florian Wirtz, 120 million. So the man is forcing for him to come good. It's good, but you have to take your time and introduce him gradually. He's putting more pressure. No assist, no goal in the EPL. No assist, no goal.
He almost got a goal against
That ball would have gone to the throw. The way the team paid me, that deflected shot, it was going to throw from. Look at where he stood in the 6-yard box to throw. The ball was going to throw. And then it ricocheted off the Sunderland player into the back of net. Look at the way they jubilated.
But for me,
Yes,
they
number
need to,
3.
They need to sort out that front bit. Whether they are going to play 2 strikers, whether they are going to play 1 lead striker, whatever it is, they should just sort out themselves. But the problem is not Salah. The problem is bigger than Salah. They need to sort out their laterals. And then finally, the coach needs to be dynamic. He needs to understand that one of the main reasons why Pep Guardiola is Pep Guardiola, and Pep Guardiola loves the EPL more than any league he has played in, and Pep Guardiola has coached Manchester City more than any other team, is because of the challenge. Challenge of what? Adaptability. Constantly innovating. You can't say that you use something last season, you bring it into the EPL this season and it will work. Conte tried it, it didn't. Anyone who tries it doesn't. The map is there. Don't do the same thing twice in the EPL because it won't work. It won't work. So Slot needs to look at himself in the mirror and not Salah.
Slot needs to look at himself in the mirror. That's a word from Sedinam Edmund. This is the Republic of Football on 97.3 City FM, on Channel 1 TV, on YouTube, on Facebook, and on X. The game between Brighton and West Ham is over. Jared Bowen puts West Ham ahead. Jorginho Ruta equalizing late for Brighton. Very controversial goal, but the points are split and Brighton go above Liverpool with this result. Matches ongoing in the other games. When we come back from this break, I'll take your messages. I'll prioritize your messages. We'll look at the other games from yesterday in the Premier League and across Europe. Lionel Messi is a winner in the MLS. And we'll take your calls at 4:30. This is the Republic of Football. We'll be back after this break.
OneXBet, your success formula. Who are you when the game begins?
This Christmas Eve, skip the ordinary and step into the extraordinary. Welcome to the Situation All White Party 2025, where the music never stops, the energy never drops, and the fun never ends. Celebrating grand style with great music, irresistible food, and an atmosphere that screams good vibes only. Date 24th December 2025. Venue Good Park near the Accra Mall. Time 8 p.m. till late. Dress code, it's an all-white affair. Get ready for electrifying live performances from Kofi Kinata, Perez Music, Inchin Chin Band, and DJ Mingle. Your best all-white fit. Bring your dancing shoes and let's light up the night together. Book your tables now. Call 0205-973-973 or 0558-973-973. It's Christmas Eve. Don't miss it. The Situation All-White Party 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Bethel Logistics, and Hallmark Cafe, and supported by Oswald Investments Limited.
This week on The Upside Down Show, we uncover a story of pain, regret, grace, and revelation. Frema Edunyame sits with a man who spent more than 2 decades in prison for an offense he did not commit.
How did you find yourself in prison?
I met a friend who happened to be a police officer. He took us to a place where the car was parked.
Right.
And then he said, this is the car
What car was it?
Then it was even a taxi cab also.
Okay.
He brought a car number plate and he asked me to replace that number plate on the car. Out of panic or whatever, he just disappeared. He was wearing a smock and suddenly the smoke fell down.
He shares his unbelievable journey and even brings his special greetings from Evangelist Malapart.
I'm bringing greetings also from our sister Patricia. She's also doing well now.
You saw her?
Oh, yeah, by the grace of God.
The day you came out and you saw the sun when you stood out of the seventh prison, where were you going?
What came to mind is from hell to heaven, darkness to light.
One day you win.
One day you win.
One day you win.
One day.
Make a date with us this Sunday at 7 p.m. on Channel 1 TV for a thought-provoking conversation you won't forget.
Of course, greetings to Linda. Now, Senna from Spintex. Good afternoon. Tell Coach he has said it all. Everything you want to say, Senna. Slot is not a good manager and must have been sacked long ago. He should even be transferred to a third division club. You say, Prince Christopher, let's Coach understand that all he's saying the coach has been doing. McAllister came from the bench yesterday. Endo was in the team before Leeds equalized. The whole team is not doing well and the coach is trying every means possible to get his best 11. Errors come to an end. If you think someone is playing bad and he should be fixed in at all costs, what are you saying? Delali in Hohoe says, good afternoon team. A coach who can't figure out what works for him after bringing those bad players with huge price tags wants to shift blame on a player. I'm just waiting for a sack letter. That's from Delali in Hohoe. Nathan from Kaswa says, today he doesn't agree with Yao's arguments at all. How can you compare Vets to Firmino? A team planning for the future should be smarter than how they are going about it. Salah has scored 4 goals and has 2 assists in the PL. Issa Gakpo, VVD, Alexis, McAllister and Florian Wirtz and even Konate have been all over the place and they want to blame Salah. Watch how De Zerbi uses Greenwood at Marseille. He hardly tracks back because he's their most potent forward. Now, explicit from Kaswa. He also doesn't agree with Yao's comments on the Salah issue. We move to Michael from Dakuman again, who says, Yao, he doesn't agree with your controversial opinions. He should understand that the Liverpool coach Arne Slot is only favouring the Dutch players for the world period. He says Mo Salah is not the problem. That's what he is saying. Elikem says coach is really speaking from a tactical point of football. I'm really enjoying him today. Let's have some bites on our group match. We had that on Friday and also yesterday. So go back on our stream on YouTube. You can watch the whole World Cup show and see coach's comments there. Now, Godfred in Tema Committee 18. Good afternoon, guys. I don't understand why Slot is using Salah and as a scapegoat while Van Dijk and Cody Gakpo and Ryan Gravenberg are also playing. The Liverpool team and board members are not helping because the coach is not doing anything good.
In our domestic homes, when your mom comes from home, from church or outside work, and comes to meet that a glass has been shattered, has been broken, then they look around. Do they go at the younger sibling?
No.
Do they go at the older sibling?
The one who was put in charge, who is responsible, the older sibling.
The oldest,
most of the time.
Exactly.
That's
so
why
if he has gone for a move to bench Mo Salah, I don't understand why people are failing to understand the reasoning behind it. And on top of that, it's not like he's benched him and they become even worse than they were before. The results have improved. Then the one who has been benched comes in and throws the team under the bus. And people are siding with the one who threw the team under the bus. That's my whole point. I don't get this.
You see, per this analogy, the eldest in the team. Mo Salah is not the eldest in the team. In this case, when we bring it to the
he's the best player. He's the face of the team.
Good. But when we bring it to the football terms, we are looking at the leader of the team, because when your mom comes back, the eldest
because in charge and Van Dijk as captain
you've mentioned the name for him. Wonderful.
He has the responsibility.
If you a captain,
but you know that he's the captain, but he's not the face of the team. The face of the team is Mo Salah. The heart and soul of the team is Mo Salah.
That's fine, but as captain, you have extra responsibility.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
That's why Jadon was criticized for not pulling Paqueta out of the way
to avoid the red card.
Exactly. The captain has a responsibility.
Yes, he has a responsibility. That's what I'm saying. That captain, Onumpono, if they had a way, he would have been benched.
No, so are you saying they don't have a way? So wait. You bench Salah and make who play? You bench Salah. Like, you know, when
but they've been like I said, they've been benching Salah over the past 3 games.
And who plays?
On the right side, it has been a combination of Florian Wirtz and in some games they use Federico Chiesa on the other side. So it was Cody Gakpo on that side.
What result has that brought?
They won a game and drawn 2.
They've won
out of the 3 games. No, Mo Salah. No, wait. Mo Salah. When was he benched or when was he moved out of the starting lineup? It was before the start of the game against West Ham.
Yes.
They played West Ham, they played Sunderland, and they played Leeds United. That was the time. This is the period that Mo Salah has been moved from the starting lineup to the bench. Before that, Liverpool had lost 6 games out of 7 league games.
And won
1. 6 out of 7. They've lost. They have lost with Mo Salah in the starting lineup. Then they moved him to the bench. They played 3 games. They won 1 and drawn 2. Okay. They've not lost any of those 3 games.
That's fine.
And people are up in arms over it. Okay. And especially when the evidence is clearly showing you that the results are trending upwards. The results are trending upwards because they've won a game and drawn 2 out of the 3 games that they've played without Mo Salah as a starter.
That's true.
Yes, so the results are trending upwards. So that's point number 1. Point number 2, the player who has been moved to the bench comes in and is complaining and throws the team under the bus. How do you support such a player? Because for footballing reasons, he is wrong. For footballing reasons, everything is pointing towards that move being a good one. Per the results. For footballing reasons, per the results, benching Mo Salah or moving him from the starting lineup, it's a positive move because the 3 games that he's not been a starter, Liverpool have won a game and drawn 2. They haven't lost. Then for non-footballing reasons, PR perspective, what Mo Salah did, it was terrible. How can you side with such a player for pulling off such a move? I mean, that's where my argument is based on.
Okay, so we don't want to have a completely Mo Salah discussion. There are other teams that also deserve our attention, but let me go to the YouTube comments, and there are so many of them. Eira Diapena is giving a suggestion for Yao. He says Yao needs some company of this discussion. So Wilson Klopp says VVD has to be the luckiest player in the Premier League because he's getting away from every single mistake he does every time. So that's a comment from Wilson Klopp. Justice Ampa Kwesi says he no longer sits in front of the defense, so anytime the opponent bypass the midfield, there's a scoring chance. And I think he's speaking about Ryan Gravenberch, as you mentioned there. Koftown Babe, hello, welcome. Yeah, of course, one of our regulars on YouTube. Sweet Kwame, also having his comments there, having his conversations in there. Justice Ampakwesi, let me come back to you. You say my take. Last season, Arne Slot was using the same style of play as Jurgen Klopp, and it worked amazingly this season. He's playing his own style by making Gravenberch go and attack. That's what you're saying. Yes, El Cid. Yes, Roma have lost to Cagliari, so he says the money goes. So my investors and all those people, sorry about that. Roma have lost to Cagliari in that game. Now we move on to Koftown Bay, who says Liverpool fans are fond of that. Same thing they did to Trent Alexander-Arnold. The moment a player says they are leaving, they scapegoat him. Van Dijk has been poorer than Konate, but they always blame Konate for everything. So yeah, there's talk about Konate being scapegoated because he says he is leaving the club at the end of the summer. He's not signing the new contract. So even though Van Dijk may have been poorer it's Konate who's getting the stick for Liverpool's bad defensive performances this season.
Well, that's their take. And the thing is, with the Alexander-Arnold analogy, I defended Alexander-Arnold that he's done everything there is to do for his boyhood club. He won everything for his boyhood club. He has accomplished that. Now he wants to go and play for his dream club. How is this a big deal? He gets it. I mean, that says that bit I don't agree with them. Like, he has done everything. He's won the Champions League.
Yeah.
You haven't won the Premier League in 30 years. He was part of the team that won it,
including Salah.
Yeah. Okay. Alexander-Arnold won the Champions League, won the league, won Carabao Cup, won. Did they win the FA Cup? Yes, they won the FA Cup under Jurgen Klopp. Yes. So he has achieved everything there is, and they won the Club World Cup. He has achieved everything there is to win at his boyhood club. So if he says, I'm done with this, and I want to go and work at my dream company, which is my dream club, Real Madrid, why would you be pissed? Because at the end of the day, he saved you.
Okay.
And they got some money as well.
Yes, they did. Sweet Kwame says, Vert is nowhere near Bobby Firmino.
See, that's the thing that people are getting wrong. I'm not saying that they have accomplished. No, he has accomplished as much as Roberto Firmino. I'm saying that as a talent, from a pure talent perspective, Florian Wirtz is a way better talent than Bobby Firmino. I'm not talking about achievement. Put that achievement bit aside. I'm saying that from a pure talent perspective standpoint, you can't compare Roberto Firmino to Florian Wirtz. Well, you see, that's what I'm saying, that people are fickle. Football fans are fickle. Before Florian Wirtz walked into this Liverpool team, what was the assessment of Florian Wirtz? How was he rated? How was he ranked? He was one of the best talents in football. He has had a terrible start to his career at Liverpool, but let's not get it twisted. You can't compare his talent, Roberto Firmino's talent, to Florian Wirtz's talent. Why? Is it because Roberto Firmino is Brazilian? That thing is decades ago, that once you're a Brazilian player and you're an outfield player, it means you are quality. That thing is dead. That notion is dead. A lot of Brazilian players who have come up in these recent years are flat out bang on average. They are good, but they are not outstanding. They are not excellent. They are just good.
Names.
People shouldn't still have that mentality that once you are Brazilian and you are an outfield player, you are some like demigod or something. No.
Okay.
That is not the case. And I'm saying that before Florian Wirtz worked in this Liverpool team, he was one of the highly rated players. So let's not take this 15-game run that he's been poor to all of a sudden dismiss him as some kind of trash player. No.
Okay, so the Premier League game coming up, Fulham taking on Crystal Palace. That game will start at 4:30 p.m. But I want us to go back to yesterday's games. We haven't given too much attention to yesterday's games for obvious reasons. But there was a huge result in our early kickoff. Aston Villa 2, Arsenal 1. Matty Cash puts Aston Villa ahead. Leandro Trossard equalized for Arsenal in the second half, and then Emiliano Buendia with a 95th minute goal for Aston Villa to win the game for them. It was a first versus third clash in the Premier League. Now they've tightened the gap to Arsenal, have Aston Villa, and also have Manchester City, but we'll get to them in a bit. A lot of people are criticizing Arteta for his selections. First of all, putting Martin Odegaard into the lineup, leaving Trossard out of the lineup, and starting with Merino and Bukayo Saka alongside I believe it was Eberechi Eze on the left hand side, and in midfield obviously Odegaard, Zubimendi and Declan Rice. So the introduction of Odegaard has been criticized by Arsenal fans. They are saying, why change a winning formula? And Arsenal had a winning formula, but do you believe, Sedi, that Arteta is at fault for this result for Arsenal, or because he's had to deal with a number of injuries to key players, and now basically his entire centre-back team is out with injury? Do you think he is to blame for that result against Aston Villa, or is just Villa being much better on the day?
You see, there are two sides to this coin, and one side is to blame Arteta for this result. I'll come back to why I don't blame him, because he literally told us he was going to do this. He told us without telling us, using the exact words, that he was going to do this.
Okay.
And also there's the other side of the coin, that Aston Villa have all of a sudden gone from that bad run they had at the start of the season, that 4-game start that they had, that had them looking like, no, is this Aston Villa? Is this the team that's qualified for Europe? Now to actually being sort of some nice hitters in the league. So far, you can even term them as big hitters in the league. Now, let me quickly address all the two sides of the coin. Let me start with Arteta. Arteta told us in a presser that the games are becoming too much. Arteta, I'm sorry. We all know that this is the game load at Christmas period. Yeah. And you had the luxury. You've had a luxury over the past couple of years. You have strengthened your team. You've gone on to... You see, people have been making an argument for Arsenal that this is their season. Because when you look at the squad depth, Again, when they were making those assertions, I just kept on saying, look, having names in your team does not mean you have squad depth. Unfortunately, I don't like to make this comparison, but when you compare Chelsea to Arsenal, Chelsea have a better squad depth than Arsenal. Stay with me.
Okay.
Reason I'm saying that is because as a coach, you should know how to be able to rotate your team and get the best out of your French players. And so far, that is where Arsenal are lacking. Guess what? There was an opportunity for Arsenal to have tried out this centre-back pairing prior to the Chelsea game. Did Arteta take it? No, he didn't. Now he throws them into the Chelsea game. They get a baptism of fire. Chelsea could have found a way to go ahead and win that game if they didn't also get their own issues sorted out. Now, aside that, there is this question of having your captain sit on the bench after an injury or having your captain play. Your captain, together with one of the most influential players in your team, always combine to give you the goods in the past couple of years. That is tried and tested. So you are currently also trying out something else in the team. Why not bring in the captain who has the tried and tested link-up play with Saka to help? Let's not make it look like Odegaard is a bad player.
No, he's absolutely not. I love Odegaard.
Wonderful. So when people say, why do you change a winning formula? Listen, yesterday, Odegaard linked up with Saka a couple of times. Saka hit the bar. Saka got saves out of Martinez.
But the point is not about how he's playing. It's not about his link up with Saka. It's about the fact that you destabilize a settled midfield which was producing the goods in recent games for a tried and tested formula, but for a player who has been missing in a number of games because of injury, you are putting him in gradually and then you start him in a game against now one of your rivals. Yeah. And obviously it resulted in Arsenal not playing as fluidly as normal. He made changes in the second half, took out Eze when a lot of people were saying take out Odegaard, keep Eze in the game because that's how you've played recently and that's how you've played well recently. But he took out Eze and Arsenal eventually lost all control of the game. Villa were by far the better side in that game and completely deserved the win. You're saying that's not on Arteta?
No, I'm saying it's on him. And that is why we should not say Arsenal have squad depth.
Okay.
Arsenal have names on their bench. They don't have squad depth. You see, when you're a team that have squad depth, you should be able to rotate and bring in your French players. And if you are playing at this level, you should not automatically drop to this level when your French players come in. Okay. You should maintain the intensity and the level of the team. That is when you are rotating well and you are having a good squad depth. Let's look at teams of previous years. When you mention teams of previous years and we want to bring in the squad depth, we'll talk about players that people have even forgotten about. But they were the ones who were coming in, maintaining the intensity and helping teams across the line. It is that simple, and that is where Arsenal are missing out. Unfortunately, I don't want to be bringing in Chelsea fans here because Chelsea fans will not be happy. But
we'll get to Chelsea in a bit.
Yes, but they are doing the rotation better than Arsenal. They are giving a lot of minutes to their French players better than Arsenal. And it's interesting how they are able to at least sort of maintain the intensity much better than Arsenal. So Arteta is culpable for this, and he was trying to manage the minutes ahead of their Champions League game, and again ahead of another EPL game. He would not want a situation where he is getting a lot of injuries more than he already has, because there are some players in this team that have been forgotten to be Arsenal players that no one speaks about anymore. No one speaks about Kai Havertz. No one speaks about him. No one speaks about Gabriel Jesus. No one speaks about him because they have been injured, and you need to manage the minutes of players. That is where rotation comes in. But how do you rotate players? That is where I think Arteta needs to really have a hang of the situation. But on the other side, for Aston Villa, they have found a way to get goals and still have room to accommodate a poor Oli Watkins. For me, I don't know which team would do that. I really don't know which team would do that, because Oli Watkins has been really poor despite their result. He could have improved the result for them, but he was very wasteful.
He did score twice in midweek, I believe, for Aston Villa in their win over the week. Yeah, in midweek. So
that was a flash in the pan. seriously, that was a flash in the pan. If he had carried that confidence from that game, having scored a brace, to this game, I think he should have had a couple of goals himself.
Okay.
He should have had a couple of goals. But for the man, the coach of Aston Villa, Unai Emery, he looks at this game with Arsenal each and every time with some sort of
revenge on his mind.
Like, it's different. And he always approaches the game differently. And that's how to scramble a goal and get it.
Okay, so done with that Aston Villa Arsenal conversation, unless you want to have any thoughts on that. But also you can rope in Chelsea, who drew 0-0 with Bournemouth. This is the third straight game without a win for Enzo Maresca and Chelsea, even though a lot of people were happy with that result against Arsenal, and then being playing the game with 10 men for a large part of that game. And also Manchester City, 3-0 winners over Sunderland. They are starting to look a little dominant again, beating a very impressive Sunderland team. So if you can have your say in any of these games.
The Man City bets, I'll wait to see more before I can really confidently say, okay, yeah, now they are a team that is almost close to what they were a couple of seasons ago, let's say 3 years ago, 3 seasons ago. So they've been inconsistent for a while, so I'll be quite hesitant, of giving them praise. For us now, yes, it's true. I'm not too impressed with the way Arteta has handled this issue regarding Eberechieze and Martin Odegaard. I would have preferred that, yes, you start with Eze through the middle, then maybe later on in the game you bring on Martin Odegaard, and then on the left side you would have started with Martinelli, then later maybe if he wasn't getting on with the flow of the game, then you bring in Leandro Trossard, who was coming off, I believe, an injury. So yeah, that's how I would have managed it, and he should be able to find a way to ensure that, yes, both players are happy enough, because at the end of the day, you are playing in multiple competitions. And I don't see how he should feel pressured to feel both Odegaard and Eberechieze in the same lineup when you are playing against Aston Villa. It's not like you are playing against Wolves. You should be able to figure it out, as in drop one and have one come off the bench. Because at the end of the day, like I said, if you are playing against Wolves or maybe Burnley, then you can play Declan Rice as the sole pivots. Then you can pair those two. You can pair Eberechieze and Martin Odegaard alongside Declan Rice. But you are playing against Aston Villa, one of the best teams over the past 2 months in the league. You can't leave it to chance by trying to force that combo
on the team, knowing very well that in a game against Unai Emery, who's a tactical genius, there's very little room for you to make errors, especially when you are missing out on your two starting centre backs. If those two guys were there, then you can be a bit risky and adventurous. But those guys were not there. Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba, they were not there because of injury. So why risk it? So I was a bit disappointed that he went down that route. But all the same, those centre backs missing, I think for me, played the biggest role in this plot, because yes, you could have forced this Chiesa Odegaard combo on the team, on the starting lineup, and still work that way with the win. If those two guys were there, honestly. But I would wish that moving forward, he does a better job managing that situation, because that's what the great ones do. They've all done it. At some point, they were faced with this dilemma, and they still managed the situation in a way that they came out on top. And I've made this example in the day of Breakfast Daily. In their prime, Man United, Alex Ferguson had as many as 4 strikers, but they still managed. He managed the situation. Jose Mourinho, prime Chelsea, a lot of talent. He managed the situation. You get it. Even Arsenal, in their prime years, Arsene Wenger, he managed the situation because there was a lot of talent. So Arteta should be able to do it. He should be able to do it. And for Chelsea drawing with AFC Bournemouth, the Vitality Stadium is a very tough place to play. Yes, they haven't been as good this season as they have been in previous years, or in recent months. That's AFC Bournemouth. But with Chelsea, I mean, look, if you do not have a top level arrowhead in it complicates the situation a little bit, because you are not having a guy who is constantly crashing into the box, making sure that the defenders are all over the place, panicking all over the place, tracking that player's movement, and leaving those little pockets of spaces that technically gifted players like Cole Palmer would be able to utilize to be able to create something and score a goal or create multiple chances to score goals. So for me, yeah, it was disappointing. It was a bad game to watch. Terrible games. There were not too many chances created, a lot of fouls, not too many high moments in the game. So yeah, it was just poor. And Enzo Maresca, rightly so, in his post-game presser, pointed to the lack of quality in the final third, and which for a team like Chelsea, having invested so much money in wingers and forwards, that for me was quite damning. So it also suggests a different style to approach the transfers, because they've signed a lot of players, but for some strange reason they are still not getting that exponential upgrade in quality.
Can't possibly be done.
You can't stop him. Yeah, you can slow him down, but you can't stop him. Yeah, you can slow him down, but you can't stop him. And you need to be wary of his runs deep. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing that you need to be wary of. His runs, okay, yes, and corner kicks too, or set pieces. His runs deep, as in he dropping deep into the central areas. That's where he's most dangerous, because if he drops deep, he's able to pick passes to the runners going ahead of him. That's one. So he's creating chances for his teammates, whereas at a time where the defense has been more or less disorganized, because he's drawn at least one defender along, and for the most part, because he is so dangerous, once he draws that central defender along, that means he's also drawing the attention of a midfielder. Then it means that you've caused a bit of an overload on one side, on either side of the central area. That's one. Number two, when he draws deep and you don't account for his presence, what that means is that once the ball is worked to the wings and there's a cutback, he is the perfect guy in the right position to tuck in the ball. So it's all about marking him and being able to be aware enough and sharp enough on his runs when he drops deep. That for me is the thing that we really need to be wary of. When he drops deep, he brings two problems to the opposing team. Actually, even more than two, but primarily he brings two main problems to the opposing team, and that is what we should be wary of.
Sadi, how do we stop Harry Kane? Should we just forget about it?
You can't forget about it. So how do you stop him? So yeah, you track the runs. Track the runs and full concentration.
And that's where switch between who they are marking when Harry Kane drops deep. So when Harry Kane drops deep into his half to go try and link up play and play in midfield and try and get the runners onto the ball, you, the defensive midfielder, have Harry Kane to set the defender, the centre back free. Aside doing that effectively, I'm sorry, there's no way that I think that the Black Stars will be able to. No, seriously, because you go gang ho with him. When he steps up into midfield, you go with him. Let's say Mohamed Salisu, you leave a hole behind.
Yeah.
You don't go with him. The defensive midfielder is also tracking someone else, Foden somewhere, or maybe Bellingham somewhere. Then what happens? You have gotten Bellingham. Okay, now Bellingham gives the ball out wide. Now the ball is, there's a cutback. Who's crashing the ball? Who's serving as that box crasher? Harry Kane will get there. Where is Mohamed Salisu? Who definitely at that point of time would have been turned to the direction that the ball is coming from, trying to see where it's coming from, and not moving with Harry Kane. You don't need to allow Harry Kane a lot of room to get into that his thinking of instinctive killing mentality. No, it's like trying to stop Harry Kane. It's like trying to stop Haaland.
You have to be physical.
You have to be physical, and you have to stop the balls from getting to him.
Even if the balls get to him, you just have to be very physical with him and make sure that you are nudging him out of his usual comfort zones or positions that he would be attacking from. That's what Arsenal have done over the years, and they've completely neutralized him. The same thing with Newcastle. Those two teams, what they have is that they have big, burly defenders who match up in size and are willing to be very physical with him. And in that sense, they take out his biggest threat. They take out his biggest threat and make sure that they do not have a lot of room in behind for him to run into. Once you do that, easy, you're able to deal with him.
Okay, so that's how to deal with Harry Kane and Erling Haaland there. So we'll be taking your calls in a bit. We'll get to them in a bit, but some updates from Europe. Hamburg have beaten Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga by 3-2. In La Liga, Sevilla have just taken the lead against Valencia with a ridiculous own goal by Cesar Tarrega. Magnificent finish if he were a striker, but since he's a defender, ended up in the back of his own net and has put Sevilla ahead. In the Premier League, the game between Fulham and Crystal Palace, 5 minutes played in that one, is currently goalless. So now you can call into the show. Do you want to talk about Liverpool, Salah? Do you want to talk about Chelsea, Manchester City, Manchester United, who play tomorrow, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Harry Kane, the Black Stars, who we are facing at the World Cup next year? Whatever your thoughts, just call in. The numbers are 0539-986-996 or 0549-986-996. We have a caller on the line. Please, your name and where?
Hello, Kobe calling from Teshinungwa.
Kobe from Teshinungwa. Thanks for joining us. What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the World Cup, the group here, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. So it's a fairly good group, at least if we do our things right. If we take the right decisions going forward, I think we can get out of the group and do well at the World Cup. But doing well at the World Cup, there are two particular areas we must take particular attention to, especially the technical team and the playing body. To me, the technical team at the moment is not fit for the job. That is my opinion. I don't know about others. It's not fit for the job. If going forward we can change them and change them as soon as possible, it's the better for us. Because if we want to go to the World Cup and do something positive, I don't think this. To me, this Monofe, I think he has shown prospects that he can be better. We can maintain him. But as for John Prinstall and Otuado, I think they're not fit for the job. And going to the World Cup,
we are just months. We are just months.
It doesn't matter. Ivory Coast was playing the tournament and they changed their head coach and they still went on to win. I've heard of other countries that a few weeks to their tournament they've changed their coach and they've gone to do well in the competition. So don't let us take it as an excuse. It's better late than never. To me, this coach, that is my opinion, and I stand by it. I think it's not good enough. And the earlier we change him, the better. And going forward, I think to me, the Malian coach or Akwesi Appiah can do better with this team than what you have available. And when it comes to the playing body, the football players, we are going to call the call-up. If you are going to do the call-up dispassionately, devoid of favoritism, there are a lot of very good Ghanaian players out there we can bring to augment this team. The likes of Osman Bukari. I don't even know why Osman Bukari is not being called these days.
Okay.
Or the likes of Osman Bukari, the Bernard Mensah, Jeffrey Schnopps, Abdul Muhammad. There are a lot of very good Ghanaian players out there we can bring on board to augment this team to make it better.
Thank you very much.
But I just want to send a clear word of caution to the government.
Okay.
If we go out there to the World Cup and we do well, people are going to be overly excited and they're not going to ask so much questions about how much we spent. But when we go and we perform badly and we are shambolic and we get kicked out at the group stage, I'm telling them they are going to feel the heat. That's why people are now going to scope whether how much we spent at the World Cup and whether there was value for money. Okay. So please,
the
better we perform at the if we perform well at the World Cup, it's going to also be political. They are going to also get political advantage from it. So please, don't let them leave it in the hands of the football people. Just take charge and make sure the right things are done.
We'll keep asking you questions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kobe. Thank you very much for joining us. We had another caller on the line. Please, sorry for keeping you. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Okay, Edwin.
Hi.
Yeah, my name is Ivan, calling from Amamole.
Ima, thank you for calling.
Yeah.
What do you want to say?
Thank you very much. Yes, I admire you guys so much. As for CTFM, I admire you guys so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I have two quick issues. First of all, I'm a fan to Liverpool. I really don't know, since the inception of the Premier League, 1991 or to 1990 or 91 thereabout. Look at the number of years it took Liverpool to win the Premier League. Even it was the first one was in COVID time. Then the second one just recently last year. So I really don't know. I don't know if the Premier League was packaged without the the team Liverpool. Maybe Liverpool is not part of it because a team like champions who just won the Premier League last year. They look at the performance, Edwin. I mean, at least when I subscribe to the DSTV subscription, I enjoy it, especially when I see my team Liverpool. I mean, playing. But look at the way the trend this Liverpool at this point is taking place. So when my distance expires, I feel bad to even renew it. I'm telling you, honestly speaking, I really don't know what is happening to Liverpool. I feel very bad. Really bad. And that's for Van Dijk.
Hello, Ima. It seems we've lost Ima there. You can call back, but we have another caller on the line. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Tony. I'm calling from Amahia.
Tony from Amahia. Please, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I want to talk about my darling club, Chelsea. I think yesterday was quite a hard game, but I think Maresca has to be forthcoming. We need a striker up front, and it's also obvious that we really missed Caicedo yesterday. I think we need to improve our strikers, and going forward, I believe our team will be better.
Do you not trust João Pedro and Maguire, who are currently strikers in the team? Do you not think they can do a good job?
We thought we were bringing up upgrade on Jackson, but I think so far the map has not lived up to the billing. João Pedro tried during the Club World Cup, but it didn't really work. So I think we need an upgrade potential forward.
Okay, thank you very much. That's a wonderful opinion, but some may not share that opinion. They think Chelsea is set. We have another caller on the line. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, hello, my name is William. I'm calling from Santa Maria.
William from Santa Maria. What do you want to talk about this afternoon?
Yeah, I'm a big Liverpool fan, and I've been enjoying you guys talking about the Salah situation. And y'all kept me laughing. Y'all, some reason it was a bit funny. We just know that Salah has earned the right, but then it is not cool for him to come out like this. And for me, I will not blame Salah. I'll blame the coach. The coach could have avoided all these if his management abilities were spot on. The player said in his interview that it's not the relationship between him and the coach is bad because the coach has not explained to him why he's on the bench. You are on slot. Last season, you had a conversation with Salah, and you told Salah to not drop back. You told Salah to stay up. And Salah promised you that if that's the case, he's going to provide you goals and assists. And he did. So why are you not talking to him this season? Salah is not the issue for Liverpool's poor performances. Our performances have been because of bad defending. And it's due to the midfield. The midfield has broken down. And it's for the defenders and the two lateral defenders that we brought in. They've not settled. We lost some players. And the centre backs are not performing well.
William, I want your opinion on this. Do you believe either Konate or Van Dijk should be dropped? And if you had an option to drop one of them, who should be taken out of the team?
Both have been really bad. Van Dijk has made various mistakes, but then we kind of hold him in a high esteem, so sometimes we don't talk about it too much. And then because Konate's contract situation is hanging, we sometimes exaggerate on Konate too much, but then both have been poor. And Gomez is there. You could bring in Gomez to replace either of them. At least try it. But then you know what both of them, they play every game. Whether they do a mistake, whether they perform badly, they play. And that's not cool. And that has resulted in some of the players or the entire team's confidence going really way down. You don't do that as a coach. Last season, you kind of messed up Kwanzaa's confidence just because of you took Kwanzaa out in the first half. Since then, you never really
França was a good defender who had like big potential, but then you just messed up his confidence. And this season is to set him off to Leverkusen without even bringing in a replacement or a proper a quality defender. And that has been poor on the part of the coach and also the transfer team. Now it's Hughes and then Madrid. So the problem of Liverpool is one, the coaching, and also I think the transfer. They should have brought in some defenders to cover or to beef up the entire backline, because Van Dijk is aging. He's 34 or whatever. He won't be the same Van Dijk that we used to know.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, it was long and very interesting submission. Thank you very much for joining us, William. So we have another caller on the line. Sorry for keeping you, but what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is from Botiano.
Sorry, I didn't get your name. Yeah, I got Botiano.
My name is calling from Botiano.
Okay. Please, what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the Salah issue.
Okay.
I think I side with Yao.
You side with Yao?
Yeah, because we all can testify that Liverpool is playing badly, but we know Soboslai is an exception. So once Soboslai is playing well, Salah too could play well. Yeah, once Liverpool Soboslai is playing well in a bad team, then Salah could also play well in a bad team. If he was playing well, we all would have seen that. We all would have known Salah was playing well. Because in this team, we all know the team is down. Their confidence level, everything is down. But we could see Soboslai playing very well.
Okay, but the argument is that a lot of players in the Liverpool squad are not playing well. So why is Salah being singled out? 3 games without a start. The other players who have been dropped have started in the last 3 games. So why is Salah being singled out? You don't think Ancelotti has to answer for that?
Well, okay, I'm not making a case for those players. I think Gakpo, for instance, should be dropped. I think Gakpo should be dropped.
Okay.
But within a bad team, you could see that a single player is thriving and making the team better, and that is Soboslai. If it was Salah, we all would have seen it.
Okay.
If it was Salah that was playing the role of maybe taking on the responsibility of what Soboslai is doing, we all would have known and would have made a case for him that no, if we drop Soboslai now, every Liverpool fan will be up and armed with the coach.
Okay.
But with this one, we are divided. All the Liverpool supporters, some are divided on this point. That means he is not playing well. If Salah is playing well, we will know.
Okay, thank you very much for joining the conversation. Wonderful points there. We have another caller on the line. Sorry for keeping you, but what's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, thank you, Edmund. I'm back. This is Iman.
Okay, Iman.
I'm the one.
Thank you.
Yeah,
for joining us again.
my submission.
Okay, so
yeah, I want you to help me. What Van Dijk did during the PSG game? I mean, kicking the ball in the air with his hand. So to me, Edmund, as for Van Dijk there, Liverpool doesn't have any option. But Van Dijk has caused a lot of Liverpool's defeat. I'm telling you, honestly speaking. So Van Dijk left it really should be dropped.
Van Dijk should be dropped.
Yes, honestly, I'm telling you. And my last point, I listened to you last Friday during the FIFA 2026 World Cup. Okay. I am not showing disrespect to coach, but coach said he started watching World Cup since 1986. I don't know if coach is above 50, then that one's fine. Because if he's below 50, then I mean, how can you be watching World Cup 1986? Because as I speak to you, I'm also around 50. But 1986, I think it's too early for me, for coach. I don't know his age, but I just admire him as I said earlier, because we are all impacting early. But 1986 World Cup, I don't know. If only he's about 50 years, then fine. So that's my contribution about that. Thank you very much, Edwin.
Okay, thank you, Yuma, for joining the conversation. An update: Crystal Palace have taken the lead against Fulham in the Premier League. Edin Ketia, a man who could be on the plane for the Black Stars at next year's World Cup, has scored. Another caller on the line. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Daniel.
Daniel.
Yeah, I'm calling from East London. Yes.
Okay. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to talk about the Blues.
The Blues, Chelsea.
Yeah, that's it.
It's not been a good 3 games for Chelsea. No win in the last 3 games. Do you think everything will improve, or what exactly do you want to talk about with regards to Chelsea?
Okay, thank you very much. For our last couple of I may say I blame Enzo Maresca. Why? Because we have started some information against Barcelona and Arsenal. Why will you consider the same information except Casemiro who has had a red card? And we are doing a lot of things that we are feeling them cool. We are looking for our 3 points. Why are you going to our senior players? We play against Arsenal very well. We United, we bring 5 players. Who are supposed to give you results? You have brought them. Now, look at the difference now. The point is too many. I may say the boys are working hard, but it's the coach. It's the coach.
Daniel, supporters of Maresca will say that there are so many games coming up. You can't play the same players over and over again. You have to rotate the team so that the injuries don't increase. We've already seen a number of Chelsea players limp away with injury. He doesn't want the same issue this season. That's why he wants to use the entire squad. That's why players like Tosin and Badiashile are all coming into the squad. Don't you agree with him?
I agree with you, but not fully. I agree with you on 60%. Why? Because you mean, but what I realize is, if you play some game today, or your next game in the Champions League, you have to, build some players for the Champions League. But you play Premier League again, so why are you building them senior players for? And moreover, against Arsenal, we are under 10 man. What are you supposed to do? Change your striker, because you are leading, moreover you are leading. Change your striker and bring midfielder or defender. You rather bring a striker in, and that game you drew. You were supposed to do, but he drew. That's why I started blaming him.
Okay, thank you
very much. So I think if Enzo Maresca does this kind of correction well, I think the Blues will go forward and we started getting good results.
Daniel has some good advice for Enzo Maresca. I hope he takes it, but we have another caller on the line. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
Alright, so my name is Jeff. I'm calling from Labad.
Jeff, good afternoon to you. What do you want to talk about?
Alright, so first our address is I've called countless times, and this is the first time I've been picked up, so I think I don't know, but maybe today is my last, and today is the first time I'm calling. Well,
thank you for trying. I'm glad that you got you this time.
Alright. So first, our address the Salah issue. I think they are both wrong, to be honest, because for me, the way Salah went about the issue is not right, and I'm surprised. Some of us, we watch Coach. I'm surprised Coach is supporting this one, because we were here when Ronaldo did the same thing. And I think what this guy did is even we can argue about this even worse, because he came out the way he spoke. You think your team is losing, so sometimes. You the big heads, you are those who be taking the blame. You understand? But if he comes out and say, "Oh, the team they lose," now then he carry me. Yeah, you go bench, because what Salah did, they do one right now. You get it? And I'm not saying what the coach is doing is right, but I think the coach is in a tight corner right now, and he's trying to figure out things just to make things work. Again. Yeah, so this is what I have to say.
Thank you very much, Jeff. I'm glad we got you because that was a great submission. But we have another person on the line. Good afternoon, and your name and where you're calling from. Hello? Okay, so we lost that caller. We have someone else on the line who's trying to reach us. Please, your name and where you're calling from. Good afternoon.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. Yes, this is Edwin. Your name and where you're calling from, please. Oh, is that Zima? you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Where's the other one?
They are resting a little bit. They will be back for the next season. So that's fine.
Happy Christmas to you guys in advance.
And to you too. Thank you for always engaging us.
What you have coached there, what you have coached there, we are all tuned.
Okay. What do you want to talk about?
You guys want make a comment around. How can you really compare with Bobby Camino? Can you see this guy will enter this Liverpool squad, but this guy playing it will never enter in the body the thing that Bobby Camino was playing. That's to show you that there's no way this guy is even talent wise, is even close to Bobby Camino. I will show you better than the two saying that. You try. That's what I don't believe about on the back. Let's say Bobby Camino is a great. That guy is play ball over. That is so good. Bobby Camino also give me on the German league. Am I like?
Yeah, that's true.
You can't tell me this. I'm looking for United. Now I don't know why. This is everybody will play. You know, with United to play so that you get more points. And you go and do some things. So they don't put you on the back.
But this is Wolves. Are you saying you are worried United will drop points against Wolves?
I'm too big at it. Because everything you play, they are not with United. It's always good advantage of it. When they go slack. So, 3 times on the board, you can beat Everton and West Ham at home. So what are you doing? What are you doing the English money? You can beat Everton and West Ham at home. So actually, there's no need you doing the top 4. If you have beaten Everton and West Ham, you have beaten Saturday time. We are doing the top 4.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing this. You're going to be I want you to send some message to you. If it's the coach, send a message to you. If it's the I don't care. I will not be surprised if tomorrow you get points. I will never be surprised.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ima, as always, for joining us on the Republic of Football. We'll take a couple more calls and then we'll call it wraps on the Republic of Football. Do you have anyone on the line at the moment? No, not at the moment. So, so many comments. We finally got some. Want to agree with you on the issue. I think we have one more caller on the line. Please, your name and where you are calling from. Yes. Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm John Abot from Sakumono.
John from Sakumono. John, what do you want to talk to us about this afternoon?
Yes, about Arsenal and Arteta.
Finally, an Arsenal fan. Are you pleased with Arteta's selection yesterday, or do you think you could have?
No, I'm not very pleased. Actually, I want to say that Arteta is my headache. You know, Arteta is my headache. He doesn't have the courage enough to, man the seat. So I don't know. If he's not able to do well this time, then we have to change it. I think Arsenal should rather aim at Una Emery. Let Una Emery come back. Yes, I think that's my thing. And as about the Mo Salah issue, I think Liverpool is not treating him right. It is not the way they should behave. They are behaving like a typical Ghanaian, the way we used to retire our players, especially our captains. So they should, give him some respect. And if it will not work, I think you should leave the team peacefully. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you very much, John, for that comment. And that's how we bring the phone calls to an end. I'll give my guys a few minutes to talk about something that interests them. Yeah, I know you wanted to talk about the Messi winning with Inter Miami. Just a few thoughts on that.
Just a few thoughts on that. It was pretty simple.
Hello and welcome to Lifeline Conversations, a place where we explore very important topics that contribute to the growth of our families, our faith, and most importantly, our future.